Yeah. Okay,
Ew.
sweet.
Oh,
It just took
yeah.
doing it through mobile.
Nice.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. This is going to be our first episode of the campaign, Tales of Ethyl. It's a homebrewed game based on a video game that I am making that's based off another campaign that I made, so it's got all kinds of convoluted. Thank you guys for fucking already getting a hype train before I even fucking started, because holy shit. Yeah, Zephyr, fucking Rizard coming in with 5, fucking Dragon. All you guys are fucking amazing. I appreciate all you guys. What's up, Chick? What's up, Tato? Everyone's here. Thank you for the follow, Tato, by the way. God damn. There's so much shit going on right now. You do see Zeph. You do see Zeph.
Yep.
So, welcome to our first episode. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be a bunch of tears. Rizard with 1,000 bits? What the fuck?
Oh my god.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Just for that.
Yeah, fucking salute, guys. This one's for you guys. I wanted to do a little shot with y'all, so here you go. Love every single one of you. Fuck yeah. We're gonna have a little bit of fun.
We've already turned our DM to alcohol. It's
Yeah.
fucking great.
2 different kinds. It's gonna be great. Oi, fuck you, uppercase. Call me a sexy fuck. Fuck you, Rizard. I fucking love you. And your sexy ass face. I legit screamed karma when I saw you were like, oh, really? That's adorable, chick. Okay, let's continue on with our little introduction here. It's gonna be a lot of fun. There's a lot of RP, there's a lot of combat. It's gonna be a great time. This is my first time in years DMing. They got to see a little bit of it, but yeah, it's gonna take a little bit for me to kind of get into the gist of things. So bear with me. A couple ground rules. I love you too, Rizard. Love you too. Couple ground rules, because it is a homebrew and we're just here to have a bunch of fun. No rule lawyering. Feel free, like if you guys have like a thing you might want to change or a rule you might want to read in a specific way, let me know. You guys know that obviously as the DM, my rule is law, but chances are I'm going to agree with whatever the fuck you guys say. Let's go ahead and go through with our introductions for our group. We are missing one. We are missing Miss Dire Fate. She was going to be joining us, but unfortunately she got a little kickback. That's fine. She should be with us next week. It's going to be a lot of fun to have her in there, but her character is still there. Don't you worry. I got some plans. Let's go ahead and start with, let's go bottom left. Let's go with Sir Zephyr. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Howdy, howdy. I'm Zephyr, full-time internet human person thing. And I'm playing Silus the Barbarian.
All right, let's go ahead and go right into the middle. Josh, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Josh. I'm a close friend with Rizard, a huge friend of the channel. Basically just a mod, don't do much streaming. And I will be playing Kazim.
All right, and last but not least, let's go with look at this hunk right here, this VTuber. Dragon, would you like to introduce?
I'll be fancy bitches.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Well, I'm a dragon. I got picked by random chance, to be perfectly honest. And I'm gonna be playing my Asmar, Nico.
I just want to say thank you guys for coming to play this game with me. I'm glad that we get to have this group together, and I hope we get to have a lot of fun. Yeah, this is gonna be absolutely great. Are you guys ready? Anything else you'd like to say before we get started here?
I'm good to go.
Oh, jeez, I've been ready since fucking yesterday.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and
hyped.
we're gonna go ahead and begin our fantastical tale of wonder and mystery in the land of Ethyl, called the Tales of Ethyl. Let me go. I've also got to do sounds, so I need to play these. Give me 1 second here while I wanted to do this one. Yeah, there we go. We're in we find ourselves in a big grand land expanse of nothing but meadows as far as the eye can see. The Great Plains, as some people might call it, the most eastern side of the continent of Ethyl. Farmers, magic, all things come from Ethyl. They're new to the idea of tolerance. The merciful King Ashton has just decreed law that kobolds and goblins and those of the like, as some might deem monstrous, are now able to join the rest of society, and there seems to be some turmoil that goes across the land, but for the most part, it's a very peaceful place. It's calming. There's winds flowing over the grass as you see farmers out tending to their lands. birds flying high in the blue sky without a single cloud in it. We go ahead and start our tale in the town of Riverrun. A beautiful, lush, very popular town. It's not the main town of the Plainlands, but it is obviously very rich in both culture and in prosperity. The towering library above all else, and the beautiful wide river flowing straight through the middle of the city. We're going to go ahead and start with our ASMR. You slept in from a wonderful night of teaching little Freya how to read with the book that you picked up on the way home. You helped set up a bit of the carnival and made yourself a little bit of extra cash. You found yourself in this loving home that filled with a man named Nicholas, his wife Chryselia, and their daughter Freya, which has taken a keen liking to you. You feel nothing but love every time you enter the home, and you're happy to be there you've only been there for about 2 months, but they've brought you in with no question. You're sleeping on your bed in the room that they were nice enough to give you, warm comforter, along with yourself, and you feel this wet, soaking finger poking your cheek.
Ew! Oh, ew!
Nico! Your eyes start to open, and you see tiny little Freya sitting there with the biggest smile on her face, just excited to see you. It's maybe 7 o'clock in the morning. You're not very used to waking up this early, but you see Freya standing there with a paper in her hand, face smudged with all the charcoal from the charcoal that you bought earlier to help teach her how to write. You look down and you see a little note, and it says, Freya and Nico. Obviously, the little girl has been spending a long time last night, a lot of time this morning, practicing her writing, in which she was just so excited that you were willing to teach her. Yeah, obviously the C's backwards, and you can't really tell if it's an N or an M. It looks like there's way too many lines, but you can see the effort that's been happening there. And you hear little Freya's voice go, Nico, look.
What? Oh, Freya. How? Oh my God. Just give me a second. I just need to. And Nico, he will just drag himself out of bed, like he's trying to kind of glide out of it, and he's going to just scratch his eyes, and he's going to take a closer look at the paper. So fucking proud! Oh my God!
You look over the paper, and you very clearly can read Freya and Nico. You do also notice that almost the entire thing is covered in charcoal dust, and then you look down on the floor, and you see that not only has she been practicing a long time, it's been at the base of your bed. So now the base of your bed is covered in charcoal dust, and it's absolutely everywhere. Because you could see how much excitement is built in Freya's eyes as you're looking over her beautiful picture.
You've worked so hard on this. I'm so proud of you.
Yeah. You hear from the bottom of the stairs, you hear a little bit older female voice go, Nico, Freya!
Looks like your mom is calling on us. Let's just leave the room, close the doors, and why don't you share with Mom what you've been working on? And I will put on some clothes, and I will join you in about a minute.
Okay. So she grabs her picture with a little bit of a hop and wiggle, happy that she's pleased you with her hard effort that she spent so much time on. Go, Mom! Look! They're at the top of the stairs as she's making single steps all the way down. You
just don't fall down.
Just then. No, I'm just kidding. You look around and it's a small room, obviously in the attic. It looks like it could have been some storage room. There's some boxes in the corner. One you've been grown accustomed to. You wouldn't call it destitute, but it's obviously it's not living in luxury, but they were kind enough to offer the room to you. There's a big wardrobe in front of you that's open with your clothes and some of your tools next to it. Next to it sits your backpack, in which you have some of your other traveling things. You see that on the windowsill to your right, there's a little table, and it looks like Chryselia has just put some new flowers in a pot there. Probably when you were asleep, because she knew you were going to sleep in, but it definitely lightens up the mood.
Nico will immediately, he'll search for a rag somewhere from his backpack, and he will furiously scrub at all of the charcoal. He is he's so thankful for being able to stay. He tries to keep everything pristine just so that he wouldn't be too much of a burden to the family. So he starts scrubbing the fucking charcoal like a maniac.
You've easily enough you managed to find a rag. There's obviously plenty within your bag, being as helpful as you've been wanting to be. You grab one of the rags and the little tap that's up there. You go ahead and fill a little dish that's inside of there and start dabbing away at the blanket. And you hear footsteps starting to come up the stairs and a knock at your door. Nico, are you okay, sweetie?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm putting up pants. I'll be out in a moment.
Okay, there's breakfast out ready for when you're done. And you hear receding footsteps, a little chuckle.
Oh, he lets out a big breath.
You do hear from the bottom of the steps, you do hear, Freya, what is on your face? A little explanation. You hear the excitingness out of Freya. She explains to her mom, spending so long just to be able to write that. You do hear the explanation of excitement, but also that it's gonna take forever to bathe that out. And they go off. You hear them walk outside and start filling up a bathtub out there, obviously to clean the little girl.
Alright, I will put on my clothes. It's going to just be some simple slacks and like a simple t-shirt, like slightly like ripped at the hem. And he would just walk downstairs barefoot. Make his way right to the kitchen.
You go down so you walk down your little steps into the living room / dining room. There's a gigantic fireplace that they've just started, and obviously they've hung some wash ready to dry above the fireplace. As you go into the kitchen, you do see that Miss Cresselia was nice enough to even bake you a breakfast. There's a huge splatter of breakfast meats, some toast, they've got eggs, they've got salad, fruit salad, they've got fresh apples set out, ripe and ready to go, with a little note that says, "Went to clean Freya, enjoy."
Goodness great, what is the occasion? Like, Nico is trying to remember, did he miss some really important fucking date or something?
So, as you're thinking this, you actually hear some larger footsteps walking through the door, and you look up and you see a big burly man, possibly in his late 30s, early 40s, big beard on him. You know him as the man named Nicholas, Freya's father, and goes, good morning, Nico.
Good morning. I've actually meaning to talk to you since yesterday, but we can probably take it later. Did I miss something or?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, you've only been here for about 2 weeks. We totally forgot to tell you. It's actually Freya's birthday today, and the carnival's in town.
No, you did not.
Yeah.
I don't have a gift.
Yeah, you got her the book last night. I mean, it's.
Oh yes, but that is not a birthday gift, is it now?
I absolutely believe that. Yeah, it could be a birthday gift. It's okay. Don't you worry. I actually had an idea for you to spend with Freya because she seems so attached to you. The carnival is starting today, and we were curious if maybe you two wanted to go spend some time down there.
Absolutely, I'd love to take Freya down to the festival.
That'll free up your
carnival.
That'll free up her mother and I to decorate the house. We're thinking about having a little.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
I can't believe you didn't tell me.
It's been 2 weeks of you living here. I'm sorry. It completely blew across my mind. That is absolutely my fault. But you know what? After 2 weeks here, we can't really expect you to be trying to remember dates and stuff like that. So it's fine. We're just happy that you're here with us. And he obviously seems a little kind of bewildered. He's like, "How could I possibly forgotten to tell you?" Oh, seems to be freaking out. But he obviously is still, he does genuinely feel sorry he feels like he's messed up, and you could tell that. Absolutely.
Oh
but
no.
It's okay. It's okay. I have an idea because we weren't able to tell you. I did make a little bit of extra coin working some overtime yesterday. I did make a little bit of extra gold, and I was going to send you guys off there because she absolutely loves the games down there. I heard there's an archery game, and she's just been ranting and raving about it, and she doesn't know that we want to take her for that. So here's some gold to go have some fun with her down at the carnival.
It will be my pleasure.
So he hands you a little bag of gold. You look inside. There's about 6 gold and 3 silver pieces. He obviously has been putting in a lot of time to make that extra money, obviously for a little bit of a big occasion. He grabs himself some food, a little tiny plate, and washes his hands for a little bit. After he put the firewood down by the fireplace, obviously he's been out morning, and he says, I'm going to go clean myself up. And he takes his little food and a little cup of water and walks into him and his wife's room as he gets changed.
Nico will he'll look at the breakfast. He starts tapping his foot. He is obviously quite nervous about just learning the fact that Freya has her birthday. He feels he's desperately trying to come up with some sort of a solution of a birthday gift, possibly. He also.
So, actually, you probably come across the idea that since you were working the carnival yesterday, you learned that one of the tents that was there was actually a place called Miss Ellora's Mysterious Things. And after asking some people down there, you actually found out that it's going to be a little kind of tent to sell a bunch of magical items. So, you also do know about that place.
All right. Well, in that case... reaching far into his memory of the couple days, he calms himself down and he will sit down and he will wait with the breakfast. He would not dare be the first one to touch the food on any occasion.
All right.
So he would just patiently wait.
All right. So you sit down, you sit yourself at the table, look at the fantastic spread in front of you, and wait patiently for the little girl and her mother to finish with her bath and come back nice and clean. It's going to take a little bit, so in the meantime, while you're enjoying your wonderful warm breakfast with the family, we're going to go ahead and go over to our Aarakocra friend, who's going to be waking up in his posh room given to him by the flow of River's Run. Obviously, for being a diplomatic kind of envoy, they offered you a little bit nicer accommodations. You've got the blue plush comforter on top of you. You wake up to your room. There seems to be food already placed out on your table. It's a large room. You have a separate little area for using for your restroom, and you have a table next to you with this beautiful spread of cheeses, and you've got a nice little slice of ham, some toast, and some a big jug of water for yourself with a single lily hanging in a vase in front of you.
Okay. I will go over to the table. I'll fill my... I've got a little sack with rations in it. I'll just start shoving the food in there. I've got work to do this morning. I don't have time to eat at the moment. I actually overslept as it is already. I'll take some of the water, just top off one of my 2 water skins, and then just start making my way down to the main area.
Okay. You start making haste down to the main area, and as soon as you walk down the steps, they obviously can tell you're in a rush, so very quickly go, Mr. Kazim! Behind
yes.
You turn around and you see a younger woman, you'd say probably early 30s, you might say, about medium bob cut brown hair, round glasses around her eyes. Looking kind of, the Archmage, he told me to give you a message. Hold one second. And you see her kind of rummaging. She seems to be kind of in a fluster. She's probably pretty new to this whole reception thing. But you see her rummaging around and very quickly pull out a note with your name written on front of it in nice calligraphy letters.
I'll take the note, enveloped or just folded.
It's just a folded note. That's all it is.
I will. I thank her kindly, say, thank you, ma'am. Don't rush into your job, please. Believe me, it's not worth your time. And I will, as I continue making my way down to the city, I'll just read the note while I slowly snack on some of the rations that I just stowed away.
Okay. So as you're snacking on the snacks, as you're reading the note, it reads, do you want me to say it out loud, or do you want me to message it to you?
Go ahead and message it to me.
Okay, let me find my phone. Give me 1 second.
Fucking love Freya.
So
Very
fucking
adorable.
sweet. Oh my god. I'll take a picture of my life. See ya, guys. This is my the death of my character. Session 1. Die protecting for it.
I, for some reason, cannot find my cell phone, and I don't want to waste too much time doing it, so we're just going to mess with the camera for a second. So, we're going to go to the Be Right Back screen while I go mess with this. We'll still be able to hear it, so let me... Okay, sorry about that, guys. We're back at it. I've sent that note off to you. As you read the note, we're gonna go ahead and go over to Silus real quick, who is also in the library of the the Flow. He wakes up in a not so comfortable area, more of a barracks, really. If you want to take a look around at, you do see multiple beds in a long room But it is a nice, at least it is a warm bed after the times that you've been going through lately. So you're happy to have it. You have your little footlocker in front of you, and there seems to be 2 or 3 people maybe still asleep, but you couldn't really sleep all that well last night. Some dreams of what has happened that stir you awake most mornings lately. So you do see somebody walking by you, and they know that you're pretty new to the Flow, so they do kind of go walk by and quickly whisper and go, there is breakfast in the cafeteria for anyone that stays here, so make sure you go get yourself something to eat.
I appreciate the thought. And sort of as I get up, I imagine like I've not sort of startled myself awake, but I've sort of woken up in a bit of a cold sweat, so I will take my sort of slightly charred, burnt head wrap, put it in a sort of hood, and again one that sort of covers up my sort of underbite that I've got being an orc. Stow my weapons away on the sort of carry-on my back and head to the cafeteria.
All right, so you make your way down the little room and you open up the door. So you knew on the right side of the door was the way to exit, and you didn't realize, but the way on the left was a large kind of meal room. I guess they can call it a cafeteria. It's not quite as big as what you would think a cafeteria is, but there are about 4 or 5 large tables out there, and a lot of people wearing the same robes. Obviously, they'll kind of work here. You do see a traveler here and there, maybe someone searching for refuge from things that may have happened around the time there, but there is also a small buffet, some meats and a couple pieces of bread here and there. There is an abundance of fruit for you to pick from, but it looks like it's a bit slim pickings for what it is for breakfast. But it's been a while since you've had any meal really that hearty, being what happened. So you're fairly happy to see it.
As I look around the room, how many sort of undesirables are there in sort of the populace? Is it sort of more human-like, or is it quite an even split? Are there quite a few of us?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to give you our first roll of the game. Zephyr, could you please roll for perception?
That's not... Oh, that's an 18.
Ooh, okay. So you can tell there obviously are some of the undesirables, or as you probably heard them called, more of the unorthodox.
Okay.
You look around and you see that there are some. There's maybe about 60-ish There's 50 to 60 people in this room, and you can see that maybe about, I'd say 9 are of the unorthodox group. So there are a few, but obviously they're nowhere near the majority around here.
Okay. All right. I'll take that into account. Absolutely, and I'm going to
also with that high of perception. But with that high of perception, you do see that most people kind of ignore you, but there are obviously 1 or 2 in there that are kind of looking at you a little strange, like, why is he eating with us, kind of thing. Obviously not a favorable look, but you'd say it's only about 1 or 2 of the people that are in there.
Just out of personal curiosity, is the gentleman from last night among them? Or is he not? Is he not here?
Yes, he actually is one of the people there.
Okay.
With that high of perception, you would be able to remember last night. So you do see.
I'm gonna walk right up to him.
So you walk up to him. Do you try and intimidate him or anything? Or are you just walking on up?
So I'm sort of walking past him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I sort of take that route to go to the food, but as I walk past, I'm gonna look at him, and even though I've got, like, my sort of mask, I'm just gonna give him a little wink, and then just keep walking.
So, you do see what I'm assuming you're looking at him the whole time you're walking up.
Oh, absolutely.
As you're looking at him, you do see his face kind of go from a bit of anger, bitterness towards you, and as you progressively get closer, it turns more into kind of terror that this is about to be something bigger, and then you wink at him and he kind of gets a little red from embarrassment and looks away from you. He can't bear to see it, but yeah, he definitely was a little scared there that you were gonna do something.
I never did catch your name.
He kind of tries to ignore you and realizes you're standing right there, so without looking up as he's eating his meager breakfast, just goes, Marcus.
I am so sorry, my cat stepped on my fucking power button.
Oh my goodness. Alright, Zephyr, you're DM now.
Alright, Karma, there's 20 kobolds.
I'm sorry. Oh
I
my
cast
God.
Fireball. That's right. Are you gonna put it back, Dragon, or should I switch up the cameras?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's fine if
absolutely
you don't
not.
want. Alright.
Literally in my notes, I've got Marcus dipshit.
Cool.
I'm gonna, so as I'm walking away,
Mm-hmm.
next time you pick on someone your own size. And I'm gonna get myself a plate, which is sort of half, sort of more protein, and then half, as close to wild berries as I can find.
Easily enough. You do see that each meal there, you do know, is served with a little dessert. You do see this creamy kind of, almost fruit salad. It looks like it's mixed with like whipped cream or something, mixed with berries and nuts and stuff. So you grab yourself some of that and nice yourself a little piece of meat. There is a little small bit of hash browns and eggs. You might grab yourself a little bit. And yeah, easy enough. You find everything that you're looking for breakfast. So are you just gonna sit down and eat some breakfast real quick?
I'm gonna sit down on the emptiest table I can find. Sort of, I want to sort of stay away from a crowd, but obviously, me being the way I am going, as I eat, I'm constantly going to be sort of looking to see if the unorthodox come across any trouble, if there is any sort of provoking of the races, shall we say.
Right. So you sit down and you find yourself furthest away from the door. There is an empty table where not really anyone is sitting at. Obviously, after that display, there are some people that are going to avoid you for right now. So yeah, you're going to sit down quietly and eat your breakfast while everyone else goes about their things. While you're doing that, we're going to head on back over to Kazim after he's read his note.
Yeah, I've taken the note from the Archmage into account onto my daily calendar. And I'm just going to go back to my main agenda for the day before I take care of what he wants me to take care of.
Okay.
Which the first thing I'm doing is heading straight from the mortuary.
Okay. So you walk out from the library and you open up the doors to this big, expansive city. It's obviously, you're in a much more wealthy area of the city. There's beautiful white stone very well polished courtyard in front of you with a fountain in the middle of it. There's houses and homes and businesses all around, and you walk yourselves. You do know this area a little bit well. You did get a little rundown from people. You've also heard a lot of stories about this place, so you managed to find your way over to the Current, which is the more military kind of area of Waterrun, where the Riverstone garrison is, and you make your way down that way because they did tell you that's where our young kobold friend that you met earlier did tell you where the mortuary actually was. You go down there and you standing in front of you is kind of a standalone building. For lack of a better term, it does kind of look like it was going to be a haunted house at some point or something. By the way, Dragon, are you gonna turn it back on?
Yeah, I'm trying to set it up.
Okay. You find this, it looks like a bit of a haunted house. Think like kind of cartoony. It's a little rundown on one side, but you can see where they've tried to reinforce it nice and cheap and stuff like that. And it's just maybe 2 stories. You presume that stuff is downstairs, and you go ahead and walk inside.
Alright.
There we go. Do you walk inside? Kazim?
Yeah, I just immediately look for the mortician. I just want to see who I can talk to.
Okay, so you just walk inside, and there's a small little waiting room, I guess. It's kind of weird that there's a waiting room at a mortician's, but you do see the little front desk, and there is a small little goblin, a little bit younger. Maybe it's a family business. Odd family business, but a family business nonetheless. Kind of look up and you go, oh, hi. You want to speak to my dad, I guess, huh?
Most likely.
Oh, 1 second. And you see her kind of hop down. Pretty big jump from the little stool. Has to hop down and kind of... You hear the little pitter-patter of steps running to the back. Go, Dad! Oh, 1 second. I'm coming! And as you wait for a second, she comes back and she kind of climbs up her little stool and sits down again. Starts reading her book. And after a second or two, you do hear the louder footsteps of a little bit bigger creature. So it's not so as weird as this 1-foot freak. You outsteps this older, you're gonna say, weirdly, it looks like he's about 20 years old with their lifespan was about 30, so he looks like a much older goblin than you would expect for such a small child. He's got his gray hair, his large nose, he's got himself a little bit of jagged teeth, but he does try and take care of himself. He's got a nice sweater on top of him, he's got himself some glasses, and looks like he's got a little apron on. Perhaps he was in the middle of working on somebody real quick, but... Oh, yes, can I help you?
Yes, I'm here from the Flow. I am on important business. Could I please see some of the dead bodies in the back?
The Flow? What would they like to see the dead for?
Unfortunately, that is top secret.
Oh, well, who am I to judge? Okay, but come on back. So he leads you back to this kind of the little staircase that you go down. It's old and crickety, but he does keep up as best as he can. It's nice and solid into a nice, cool cellar. It's colder than any other part of this house, obviously. He kind of walks you over to this wall of these odd, like, wooden doors. You've never seen the inside of a mortuary, so it's a little weird to see just kind of a room with a table in the middle of it with no chairs around it and just doors on the side of it. And he walks over to one of the doors and he goes, how recent of a body would you like to see?
I believe within the last month, a young kobold? Chessum was a kobold, right?
Yes, he was.
A young kobold named Chessum.
The one in the one in the burnings, right? He kind of brought a little bit of shade our way, but we still have him. He walks over to the one of the gigantic walls and pulls about second from the last on the bottom shelf. He opens it up and pulls out, and a little gurney comes out with a blanket over it and his nose sticking up. You assume that this is the body of it. He pulls over the blanket, and there is a young body of the kobold in front of you.
Might I have the room?
Oh, roll it for persuasion.
That's gonna be a cool 7.
I've heard some weird things that happening to some people, and things have gone missing. I'd rather stay here if you don't mind.
As you wish. And Kazim is going to slowly try to just investigate, see if there's any unusual markings on the body, as well as being very aware of what he's watching me.
Okay, so go ahead and roll for investigation.
That's a lot better. Investigation's going to be an 18.
An 18. So, give me 1 second. I gotta make sure this is... Yeah, there we go. So, you're looking over the body, and most things... They see some bruises and stuff like that. Obviously, he got really roughed up before he ended up in this situation. You're looking at the fingernails and stuff. You're not seeing anything all too weird. You're looking at legs. You're looking at the arms and the chest. But one thing you do notice with the 18... you were looking over his face, and you kind of lifted up one of his eyelids on accident, and you noticed that one of them seemed to be kind of that dull white, as you'd expect with someone that may have died a little while ago, but the other one seems to be a very, very bright purple glimmer to it for some reason. So that does stick out to you. You don't really notice anything else other than, obviously, his fingers have been burned because he was one of the people that was over burning the food storage about 2 or 3 weeks ago. So you do see the burns on his hands and stuff like that. You smell gasoline off of the clothes that he has, or not gasoline, like you smell oil coming off of him. So obviously he was around it. So you do know that he was obviously a part of that.
When I check the eye that's got that purplish glow to it, I do want to just ask the mortician here.
Okay.
Is this a normal occurrence?
Well, let me see. Okay. So he pulls out this little book and he's looking and he goes, Are you talking about the glowing eye, right?
The one and only.
Well, see, I would think that's a little odd, but we've actually had about, let's see, he's looking over his notes, he's pulling up his glasses. I think 3 more that have come in with that kind of distinction, oddly enough. One was a goblin, and one seemed to be a human.
A human?
Yeah.
Do you still have the body with us?
Of the human?
Yes.
Let me. Yes, I do, actually. He walks over to, he's looking at his notes, he's kind of walking, kind of bumping it. Oh, God, goodness. Walks past and he's looking for the certain number and he opens it up and he pulls it out and he lifts over the gates on this. And you see a younger human, much younger. You'd say he's maybe about anywhere between 18 and 20. Very young kind of guy. He's got cuts all over him and claw marks all over him and stuff like that. You do notice that same thing, he's got one of his eyes is that pale white that you'd expect with a dead body. He's a little bit more decomposed than the others. He's been dead for a little bit longer, but he does also have the purple glowing eye.
Good sir, what could you tell me about this man?
Well, so we did have, I'm sure you've heard of some of the other unorthodox people such as myself. There has been a weird surge in criminal activity, if you want to call it that. There's been burnings and stuff like that. A lot of people want to say that it was just the unorthodox races doing this, but I don't know if you've heard of the lynch, when they lynched one of our general store owners. He was a young goblin. I don't know if you've heard of that man.
Just in passing.
So, he was the one that actually hung him. And a few kobolds and actually a couple orcs as well, there was a little bit of a scuffle, a little bit of a fight, and yeah, unfortunately this young man, he kind of lost his life as he was kind of the person that they blamed most responsible.
I see. And the other goblin, the other goblin that had the purple eye, that was the store owner?
Are you talking about the first guy or the other goblin? Like the goblin that you didn't look at? Yeah.
I'm asking the mortician here about the 2 other bodies. The first one was the store owner?
No, so the first one, he was actually the one at the at the burning. The store owner was he took a few humans hostage, and he burned down. He took down part of the water wheel, and it was kind of a big deal because she's known for more of being equal amongst all. So it was odd seeing him going to go attack that. So the store owner got lynched for that, obviously, because there were people that were angry by it, but the others wanted to say, "Oh, dark magic," but what do I know?
I think Kazim has seen enough here and heard enough from the mortician. Before he goes, is there any chance I can do like an Arcana check to see if I recognize any magic off of the eyes?
Yeah, I'd like to see an Arcana check. Let's see what you got.
That's a 6.
So, for all you know, it's glitter. I mean, yeah, you're not 100% sure about any of that.
Okay, Kazim is gonna...
Oh, yeah, I will mention one thing. So, would you also say that you investigated, so you investigated the first guy, did you investigate the second guy?
Not nearly as thoroughly, but just giving him a once-over, especially checking the eye. Not much more.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Yeah, that's all you can really glean.
Kazim is going to go back to the flow and try to research into any dark magic books they might have, or figure out where he can find something like that.
Okay, so while you're going to go off and researching, let's go see what Nico is up to. You've managed to have your little breakfast with your family. You see little Freya there. She's got her little toast. She's making herself a little sandwich. She's so excited. Aww. You do see that Nicholas is kind of off. He's working around the house fixing things, as there was a storm earlier and the little roof was kind of leaking a little bit. So he's up there. He's fixing stuff as you, Cresselia, and Freya all kind of enjoy your little breakfast together.
Well, I turn to Freya, and does Freya know about? She knows about the carnival, right?
Yes, she does.
Yes, she does. Well, in that case, Nico's going to turn towards her, and he's going to like put his hand on one of her smaller hands, and he's going to look her deep into the eyes, and Freya, sweetie, there was a little birdie might have told me that today's a very special day for someone. And, I was thinking whether or not you'd like to go see the carnival with me.
So when you said that it's a very special day, you do see her face turn bright red as she kind of looks down, all nervous about it, and hears the word carnival, and you see her face up light up and go, "Ah! Carnival? Ma,
Absolutely.
Is it okay?" And you hear her mother go, "Of course, sweetie. What do you think we've been planning this whole week? Do you think we were just gonna forget it was your freaking birthday?" "Okay, yeah." And she gets up, runs off, she starts putting on her shoes and goes, Whoa, okay. Relax for a second, sweetie. We just found out. We gotta figure out when it's okay for your father. Nico might have things that she wants to do before he goes. Let's hold on a second, Nico. Whenever you're ready, obviously you can tell Freya would love it if you would go with her to the carnival. And yes, it's okay. I heard that Nicholas maybe have given you a little bit of our money, right? Just want to make sure you guys are all set to have some fun out there.
Don't worry about that. We've got it settled.
Okay, and we'll come get you girls. We'll come get you guys when we are all set up here, because we've got a little cake that we're gonna be making.
Freya, it looks like I might start getting ready. Have you seen my shoes? Maybe I cannot remember where I put them. And he just stands away from the table.
you hear this kind of maniacal laughing coming from around the corner as you hear Freya's already in your room looking for your shoes. It comes running down with your little boots, so excited. He goes, "Here you go, Nico! Let's go!" And she goes running outside, and you hear Cresselia go, "Hold on, sweetie!" She chases on after her and let you get ready.
Nicholas, he will just shove one foot after another into his shoes, and he will basically just storm off after the girl, like clearly like excited himself, and he will catch up to her, and he will pull out his hand, and halfway expecting for her to either grab it or like just like hanging off from it, like and he's going to be making his way towards the carnival.
Okay, so as you're making your way towards the carnival, down the beautiful streets of Riverbed, there's delicious smells of bread from fresh baking that are going on. You pass by the water wheel, and you look inside. You do see a little, that tabaxi bard that you saw the other day, just kind of sitting in the corner, strumming along, eating breakfast as she looks up and makes eye contact with you and just kind of gives a gentle wave as you walk on by and go down to the carnival. So we're gonna go check in with our Sir Silus.
You're really gonna make me follow that up, huh?
Yeah, buddy.
Alright, at this point Silas would have most likely finished his meal and sort of conceive for the most part that no one's gonna cause trouble, at least with him around.
Okay.
And no one's sort of gonna have any unfair hostility. So he's gonna make his way out of the library, and he is going to he's hearing the commotion outside that the carnival is open today and everything is set up, so he is going to start walking down towards this carnival out of a little bit of curiosity, keeping an eye out for a certain Aarakocra.
Alright, fair enough. As you're walking out towards the main hallway, you do hear behind you another Silas! And you look behind you and you do see the same bob-haired, brown-haired girl calling you, and they go, I actually have a person came by here. Her name was Tasha. That's her. She was down here a second ago. She told me to deliver something to you. And she rummaging around kind of frantically. She's looking, pulling up her glasses, and she pulls out a small little envelope, kind of. It's brown. It's got a little twine on it. And she hands it off to you and goes, there you go. Oh, okay, there you go.
Thank you. Catch your breath.
Okay, yeah, sorry, I'm new, and I'm really excited to be here, and I'm trying to learn everyone's names and stuff, so yeah, I'm so sorry.
Take your time. One cannot learn by rushing. And he will open the envelope. Just sort of right there.
Right in front of us? Do you want me to read it out loud?
You can read it out loud, yeah, okay. I'm doing this publicly.
Okay, so you open up the letter, and out falls a little key with a little kind of ribbon tied on top of it. And you hear, Silas, the flow is no place for one of your kind when it looks like you can need some warmth. Please accept this free key exchange for the deer last night. That was way too much. And it's a key, obviously, to the water wheel to have your own little room down there. She's offering you to stay. She was obviously appreciative of your actions of the night before when you were ready to defend Nathan the Kobold. But yeah, she's offered you nice room and board to get out of this kind of stuffy area.
Okay. And Silas often travels quite light, so he's got everything on him.
Okay.
Thank you for delivering the message. And I'll make sure that if I speak to the Archmage, I tell him how well you've done today.
Oh, you mean it? Oh, that would mean so much. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. And she kind of turns around and she starts trying to keep herself looking busy, doing a bunch of organizing and stuff. Obviously, she cares a lot about this job, but she's a little frantic at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. And Silas will pocket the key and make a sort of mental note that should probably check in with Tasha before the end of the day and change his course and start going to the water wheel.
All right, so you walk out and see the same beautiful courtyard with the fountain in the middle of it. And as you look down, you do see the Aarakocra that you remember seeing, kind of recognized walking around. He seems to be making his way off to the current district.
Okay, I'm gonna sort of try and make eye contact with him and sort of head over a little bit, and once I have his attention, nod my head in a sort of mutual respect.
All right. So, Kazim, do you think you would have noticed him?
Kazim 100% notices and misreads it entirely as like a "Hey, come up, I want to talk to you" kind of thing. Kazim runs over to you and says, "Well met! What's going on?"
I hope you slept well. The flow is much kinder to diplomats than it is the rugrats.
I slept as well as I can. Might I ask, I might require your assistance tonight. Any chance you have plans going to the carnival?
Someone as alone as I doesn't really have plans. If you need help, I can try and find the time.
Glad to hear it. Say we meet there. I'll meet you at the main gates about 3-4 in the afternoon.
I will be there before the sun sets upon the horizon.
Triptych. Well, I do have to get back to work, but it was great to see you again, Mr. Locke.
If I may incline, what is it you're working on? I saw you speaking with the Kobold Nathan last night.
Just doing my part for the flow.
The flow? Or the unorthodox? The undesirables?
I believe they are one and the same.
Belief can be a fickle thing. Either way,
It can.
if you are going to help the monstrous folk like myself, I may be inclined to help.
I feel like monstrous is a strong word. But I'm here to help whoever I can.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Cryptic again. As always, Mr. Locke, it's been great to talk to you. I really must be going, though.
I'll see you at the gate.
See you at the gate.
Kazim, was it?
Yes.
I'll see you there. And I'm gonna keep going to the water wheel.
All right. So you know that the closest way to get to the water wheel would actually be to go through the what did I call it? I need to constantly look at my notes more. The shore district, where the market is. So you make yourself way through the shore district. You look over to your right. After you pass through yesterday, you kind of got a glimpse. You do see the kind of carnival. Looks like they've got all the streamers all up and stuff like that. There are people starting to line up for all different kinds of things that are going on over there. And you make yourself way over a bridge, walking down a nice cobblestone as well. And ahead, you do see, as you walk past the water wheel, you do see an ASMR that you kind of noticed the day before, but not really, at the carnival, walking along with this little girl who's just so happy as she waddles down the street. And you make...
Silas is gonna be hit with a bit of melancholy, but he's not gonna interact. But if the ASMR was to look in his direction, hypothetically, she'd see a kind of sadness in his eye.
Do you think you'd notice that?
Hypothetically, he since he's taking care of a younger child and she's under his protection right now, he would absolutely be fucking watching who he walks next to.
I mean, that's fair. Like,
That is fair.
all my clothes are burnt and stained with sweat.
Yeah, you'd
so, like,
absolutely
that's
notice that
completely
100%.
fair.
With how everything that's going on, yeah, you'd absolutely notice that there is this orc walking by that looks all singed for some fucking
Yeah.
reason.
He's got like 6 different weapons on his back.
You know?
That's fair.
Amazing.
But yeah, you know, especially for an orc, and you know, his stature will be kind of slumped a little bit as he walks past this little girl, and he will have a look of sadness.
Nico will just raise an eyebrow watching him pass by.
Okay.
And
So
Silas
he
will
just
keep
passes
going.
on by and he keeps on going over to the water wheel. You walk in and you smell the smell of freshly baked bread, and you hear Tasha, and they're yelling at the regulars already, making jokes, and the laughter is being already happening no matter how early it is. You know, you don't understand how she has all that energy all of the time, but you're happy to hear it. And you also hear a small lute playing in the corner as you look, and you see the Tabaxi Bard that was there the other night as well. Just kind of relaxing, and she goes, "Well, good morning, Silus. I hope you got my note."
Would I be here for any other reason than your company, Tasha?
Ah, you always know just what to say. What can I get you this morning?
I have already eaten, so a light ale will be more than fine.
Easy enough. I can absolutely do that. And she kind of grabs up a tankard and flips it and does all of her tricks and stuff as she grabs it. Obviously, she takes a lot of pride in what she does here. And she just slides it on down and she goes, "Any plans for the day, Silus?"
I'm meeting with that Aarakocra that came in here last night. I think he's looking into the rumors. And I need to watch his back, because if he's not careful, he'll be dead by dawn.
The one from last night? The nice one?
The one that was looking after Nathan, the very same.
I got a good feeling about him. I really do.
I'll try and keep his head on his shoulders for you.
I know you will. You're always the voice of reason, Silus.
Well, you know what they say the difference between me and you is, Tasha? One is an axe-wielding behemoth of strength and destruction, and the other has green skin.
You goddamn right. You don't forget that. She gives you a little wink. And she kind of goes back to taking care of everyone else. She goes, "Oh, hey, what can I get you?" You sit there with your ale, enjoying the music, as you also heard a light chuckle from the Tabaxi in the back of the corner as well.
I'll sort of give my iconic sort of respectful nod to the Tabaxi, and I will drink. And very much like I was before, I know this is sort of a hot spot for potential scrutiny, so I'll be watching the crowd to make sure that no one is being unfair.
All right. So you're going to sit there and drink for a little bit, I'm assuming?
Yep.
All right. So we're going to go ahead
Sort
on
of
over
waiting for time to pass.
Fair enough. We're going to wait on over to our Asamar. You just saw the green man with all the weapons walk by while you had a child near you. And you're walking by.
I'm going to, like, as I just like raise my eyebrow as he's passing by, I'm going to like clutch Freya's hand a little bit more tightly, and I'm going to look at her and ask Freya,
Yeah.
what would you like to see on the carnival, since it's your special day?
And you see her like kind of thinking, swaying back and forth, but you see her eyes constantly going over to a side that says archery. As if she's like, she could not be any more obvious, but wants to be as adorable as possible about it. I don't know.
I don't know either. You know, I thought maybe we'll like we go picking apples from the water like tubes, or like maybe we'll go like eat some cheese, or I don't know. What do you feel like, Freya? Huh?
And then you see her like do that obvious kind of, and she's slowly starting to walk towards the archery as she's had to get that little maniacal giggle that she's been getting. And she goes running over to the game. Can we play a game?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So let's do this.
All right. So you walk into the carnival. You do hear the crier kind of yelling out all the different things that are going on. Step right up, come on. He's wailing you in. You see the drinks and all the food from the day before. Then you also see a weird little man dressed as like a jester of some kind. That's odd. You do see a ring kind of that's guarded by this one gigantic ass orc, and then a huge human, like the rippest people you've ever seen for some reason. They seem to be standing guard at this weird little, it just looks like a rock in the middle of a ring. You don't understand it. And then you go over, you keep walking, you do see the archer, you see an archery range that's got a bunch of targets set up and a little crossbow set at the front there. And then you also do see the little like tights and ropes and stuff for another little area, perhaps some parkour course that you want to do.
Well, they'll obviously walk towards the archery station.
Okay.
Kind of excitedly skipping himself as well.
Yeah, she's skipping next to you. Step right up,
matching
step
the
right
energy.
up. You do see the you see a man standing next to her and goes, "Come on, shoot your shot. Let's see what you got." And he's holding out his little hand and goes, "Hello there, young lady and young sir. How can I help you? Would you like to test your luck? Shoot your shot today. Only 5 silver."
Oh, absolutely. Give us what you've got.
Alright.
This little lady Missy here is the finest archer in all of the fucking river.
Is that so? Well, alright.
Oh, yes.
Here's what we'll do then for the young lady today. I will take your bet that you're not the finest archer, and if you can beat me, I will give you 1 gold piece. No charge. You don't have to pay. She gets to shoot for free.
Did you hear that, Freya? I think you should show him exactly what you got.
Okay, so yeah. She grabs a crossbow. She's trying to pull it back as hard as she can. She's way too excited for it and goes, "Hold on, young lady. Let me explain the game. Here's what we're gonna do. We each get 3 shots. We're gonna shoot ahead. There's 3 targets in front of us. You get 5 points for the front. You get 15 points for the middle, and you get 30 points in the back. Whoever best of 3 gets the most points gets to take home the gold. Would you like to go first?" Little Freya sits there and she goes, yeah. So she decides that she's gonna go first, and she gets all excited. And she pulls back her crossbow, and she's kind of having a little bit of trouble doing it. So she kind of looks up to you and kind of holds up the crossbow, like, "Can you load it for me?" So you.
I'm gonna stand behind her, like kind of crouch down, have my like arms like over hers, and I'm going to help her pull the arrow and the string.
Okay. So which one do you think that you guys are gonna try for?
Oh, go big or go home.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so you guys are gonna go for the last one. I'm gonna say with you helping her that she's gonna get advantage on this. So let's see what she gets, shall we? Let's see.
I believe.
Go on, Freya.
Oof.
I believe in you.
Oof. She shoots the first one and it completely misses. It hits a pole that's in the middle of it as she wasn't paying attention. The sun's in my eyes. It's okay. That's all right, ma'am. I think it's my turn. And he just points and he shoots and he goes for the very first one right in front of him and he gets. Nope, he misses as well. He doesn't seem to be able to hit anything. He goes, all right. Your tongue, young lady.
Nico gives him like a like exasperated like sigh, like, "Oh, okay, we've got this."
Okay, so you're gonna go back for the back one or what?
We are going for the money. The money shall like.
All right.
You either have style or you don't.
All right, we're going back for that big 30. Let's see what we got. You manage to aim and you shoot and you're holding on to her nice and tight and release, and you manage to get a bullseye on the back of that, and you hear, "Yay!" And she's so excited, she's freaking out, and she goes, "Oh my god," she goes, "Ah," and then you hear the man go, "Nah, all right, it looks like I've only got one way to win," and he's kind of scoots over to where you guys are, and he's gonna go ahead and shoot down the line to that last one. He misses. He doesn't manage to get it. And so she goes, oh, I see what you're doing here. Have you been messing with my crossbow? No.
I would never.
All right, so you
How
guys,
dare you?
you guys gonna shoot for the last one?
Absolutely.
All right, let's go. Unfortunately, that last one does not miss. Does not make it. So you guys shoot a little bit too high. It shoots over, and she goes, "Oh." She kind of pouts away while
You did amazing.
yeah.
I'm so proud of you.
Okay. And he goes, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make this one. Let's see. And he goes to point it down, and you notice, but obviously Frey doesn't notice, that he obviously kind of points down just a little too low and lets it go. And it hits the ground, and he goes, "Oh, would you look at that, drat! Looks like you've made a fool out of me. I'm a man of my word, though." And he pulls out his 1 gold piece, and he hands it on down to little Freya, and you see her eyes light up at this little bit of money. She's so happy with herself.
Nico is going to like turn around, like put his hands like on her, like at both of her sides, just like pick her up and like kind of twirl around, cheering on her, really proud, like really fucking proud. And he's going to put her down, and he's gonna look at the man and wink at him knowingly.
He kind of winks back and goes, now would you like to try 5 silver and you can win the jackpot prize? If she's that good, obviously she had to have had a good teacher.
Oh, I don't know. What do you think, Freya? I mean, should I? I mean, I couldn't possibly beat you. I mean...
Do it! Do it! Do it!
Well, if you insist, and he will absolutely.
Alright, here's the rundown of how this game's gonna work. What we're gonna do is you get yourselves 5 shots. If you manage to get more than 100 points, then you get yourselves the jackpot. And right now, it looks like our pot is sitting at about... And he looks down. 32 gold! Would you like to give it a try?
Absolutely.
Alright, so you go. It's the same 3 spots as before, but this time you get 5 shots to be able to do it. And you're not going to go against him, you're going against the points. So, which one you want to go for, and let's see it.
He will go for the very first one in the middle. The very first shot is going to be the middle. Yes.
All right, go ahead and roll for. Let's say we're gonna do. You don't have a crossbow, do you? No, you don't. Let's go.
I don't have a crossbow. No.
No, let's do a dexterity shot, please, and then you can go ahead and. Yeah, we're just gonna do straight dexterity because I don't think you're proficient in crossbows.
That will be 16 total.
For the middle one, that's a hit. You manage to look down the sights and very easily let it go right in the middle. Ting! Excellent shot, excellent shot. You've got 4 more.
I look down at Freya, wink towards her, and he will he will go for the further one.
The furthest one?
Yes.
Right, let's get another dex roll, please.
That is a 15 total.
Unfortunately, it's a little short. You hit the pole right underneath it. It's just not quite far enough. Ooh, that's all right. You've still got 3 more.
He's not gonna play it safe. He's going for the first one. Let's fucking go.
All right, let's give me another dex shot.
Ooh, that one is a. He looks at Freya, and as she's giggling, he misfires.
You're looking over at Freya and you accidentally release, and it weirdly enough breaks the bolt and somehow manages to hit straight down. And he goes, "That's gonna count."
What? Come on.
That's all right. That's all right. You're not going to win the gold this time, but I'll tell you what. If you can hit the back pole at least one more time, I will give you 5 gold. He doesn't seem to have any confidence in your shooting ability.
Whatsoever. I look at Freya. This one? You know what? Better sort of 2. Let's see. Oh, that's one also you miss.
Yeah, you missed. What is it?
Oh, that's a 8. That's an 8 total.
I think you're getting a little frustrated, so you're aiming down the sights and you're kind of shaking a little bit with anger, and it hits this weird cutout that's next to the goal. You didn't manage to hit it. You got 1 more shot. Can you do it?
I look at Freya. I look at the aim. I look back at her. I look back at it, and then I take my shot.
All right, let's see it.
That's gonna be a 21 total.
21. You kind of look. You're holding it down. You kind of get a little smirk on your face. You look over at Freya. You kind of wink at her as you let go, and it goes thing right in the middle of the target. Oh! You look over and you see the carnival collar is kind of like.
I just pop my fist up into the air, turn around to Freya, and I kind of both my hands towards her for high fives.
She gives you the highest of 5s, and he goes, excellent shot. I didn't think you were gonna make that. And he hands you a little pouch of 5 gold.
Would you look at that, mister? And he looks at him and smiles at him and turns towards Freya, and he puts down the 5 gold into her hands, and you know what? Why don't we buy you the most gorgeous of dresses you have ever seen?
wow! She's like holding it as if you just handed her like the seed to the world. She's so excited. She's never seen this much in her hands at one point. And goes, okay, and you guys run off to go do your own thing. While you're off going amazing dress shopping, we're gonna go check in with our Aarakocra friend over, Mr. Kazim. What are we up to?
I am just scouring the library, trying to see if I can find anything to give me any insight on the purple eyes.
Roll for investigation.
That's not bad.
Where we
That's an 18.
18. All right. So you managed to find, I'd say, about 3 or 4 books based on the little mentions of what a purple eye might be. You've asked a couple of people, and they've shown you things where they've seen little passages about that. From what you can tell, it looks like you see a little bit about remembrance power, how that might have something to do with it. You also do see mention of other spells that might resemble remembrance power, but just kind of cause that. You do find one random one about like doing it cosmetically for some reason. You don't really think that has anything to do with it. Why would someone want to turn their eye purple? But from what you can tell, it looks like it's mainly from all of the sources come from some type of magic. You aren't sure where, but which one it might be. But obviously, that's a symbol of magic.
Okay. I want to talk to the Archmage and see if I can't pick his brain about this.
Okay, so you aren't sure. So you're gonna go over to the young lady with the bob haircut behind the counter, and she's just gonna be, oh, hi, can I help you? Yeah.
Yes, I'm looking for the Archmage. Can you let me know where he is?
Oh, the Archmage, okay. I will go see if I can find him real quick. And she kind of runs off a little bit, and she runs up the stairs towards where she knows the Archmage is. You hear kind of her a little bit knocking. Oh, sorry. And you hear running down the hall a little bit more. And you hear more knocking. You don't really hear anything, and she comes running back and goes, he doesn't seem to be here. But from what I heard is he might be making his rounds around the garrison. So he's not going to be back for a little while, and no one else can really get in there right now. So we're just going to have to, he'll be back in a couple hours, I think.
What time is it right now?
Right now, with how long it's been, I would say it's probably about 10:30 to 11 o'clock in the morning.
Okay. I'm gonna talk to the young woman. I'm gonna say, ma'am, I don't think I caught your name.
My name's Margaret. Nice to meet you, Kazim.
Nice to meet you. I'm going to quickly grab some parchment and just a quill out of my satchel and just start penning a note for the Archmage and hand it to her. And the note's just gonna say, from Kazim, talk to me as soon as you get the chance. Something about the magic in this, or something about the purple eyes is leading me astray.
Okay.
Give me a hand. Could you hand this to the Archmage for his eyes only?
She kind of takes it in her hands. She goes, absolutely, I will store it right here. No problem. I'll make sure he gets it when he gets back. And did you want me to tell him anything, or is just hand him the note and that's all right?
Tell him to speak with me tonight if you can.
Okay, absolutely. I will let him know that.
Then I'm gonna make my way off and try to just make my way around the city, see if I can't notice anything strange out of the ordinary, keeping my head on a swivel for smoke as well.
Okay, so as you're kind of walking around, you're looking around the city, we're going to go back and check in with Silus. How's it going?
All right, yeah. I imagine Silus will be. He's not gonna have more than one drink.
Okay.
So he's just kind of making sure that nobody's causing Tasha or any of the workers at the water wheel any major trouble.
Okay.
And just kind of trying to make himself known as a sort of friendly face after last night's fiasco.
So, as you're sitting there, you're kind of watching over the bar. You're obviously a welcoming personality amongst the bar, the daily goers, and you see Tasha cleaning up the bar, and she goes, so, Silus, you've done anything to try and make some money around town yet?
Right now, I think hunting is the best skill set that I can offer to River Run.
Well, if you want something a little bit, pays a little bit better, I did hear that people over at the Carnival are paying for guards right now. It might be something you want to look into, someone with your skill set.
Perhaps I'll do that if you can handle things here.
I mean, I think I can handle it. As she pulls up her big hand axe from underneath the tabard, as you know she likes to flaunt it because she's very proud of this thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know it's not all about size.
That's how you use it. She gives you another wink and goes back to cleaning another part of the bar.
And Silas is going to sort of wave off the friends that he has made, and I'll toss a silver to the tabaxi, sure. I'll throw a silver her way.
Without even trying, you see the tabaxi kind of sitting there playing the lute and instantly just kind of grabs it, looks up at you, gives you a nice warm smile and puts it on the counter and keeps playing.
Absolutely. And then, yeah, sure. I'll head down to the carnival.
Okay. So you start heading your way down, towards the carnival, walking through the little cobblestone and stuff like that. And you also do hear the carnival barker, the current district over by the carnival, yelling out everything that's going on. Step on up, come one, come out. And you see a bunch of people starting to go to the food stalls and stuff like that. There's people going to go check out the games and stuff. You see a large line going to this weird tent in the back, but the house of mirrors you saw in the back, that has been in the back, that doesn't seem to be open just yet for some reason. But you managed to walk around. I'm assuming you're looking for like a person to talk to about working.
I'm gonna see who's there. But before I do, I'll sort of give it a thought and sort of pull myself to the side a moment and say, show them what they wish to see, and I will cast Disguise Self.
Okay, so you managed to cast Disguise Self, and what do you decide to make yourself look like?
Very much the same as I did yesterday, sort of very similar features, just sort of changing the pigment of my skin to be more human-like, and, sort of make my entire physique slightly less bulky, a little more chiseled, and a little more sort of rounded in the jaw, and getting rid of my tusks, of course.
Okay, so easy enough.
And then
no one pays any mind.
I'll pull down my mask.
Okay.
I'll pull down my mask and sort of look for someone who's willing to hire.
All right, so you do see a man, a little bit larger man. He's got a bit round belly. Obviously, he is not one that's missing out on food and stuff like that. He's walking over to a bunch of other employees and stuff. He seems to be like collecting something right now. You could probably surmise that he's probably like a guy in charge. It looks like he's kind of switching out the amount of money people have and just going off to go take it to be stored somewhere right now. He's talking to a couple of the guards as he's walking by, like giving them nice hellos and stuff. Seems like a friendly guy.
Hello there, sir. I was wondering if you were maybe looking for some kind of guards or someone to keep an eye on the crowd, make sure there's no foul play.
Well,
and I'll kind of make sure that my weapons are clearer on show.
Well, oh, wow, you are a big bastard. All right, yeah, we do need some more guards. There's obviously not enough. We don't want to take away from the city. We want to let them be able to take care of themselves. So yeah, absolutely, I'll pay you those 3 silver for the afternoon. Sound good to you?
That will be fine.
All right, fantastic. You just go ahead and stand over by the games over there. We've had a little bit of trouble with some random hooligans going over trying to steal the money. That's why I'm collecting it all right now. So if you just kind of go over there and walk around, make sure everyone's on the up and up.
Very well. And I will go to the spot he's sort of pointed out and kind of see who's in the area. Anyone of note? Anything kind of going on? Anyone trying to sort of break the games, as it were?
Well, you do hear one little girl freaking out over by the archery because she just made a gold next to an Asamar that's standing there with a crossbow in her hand. Oh, whoa, wow! And you also see the Asamar also getting ready for their shots and stuff, and the carnival caller having a little bit of fun at his expense. But you look around and you do see not too much seem to be going on. If you want to go ahead and make a perception check for me.
I will do that. I'm going to use the same dice as last time, because...
Alright, let's see what you got.
So 14.
So you don't really see all that much. It just kind of looks like everyone seems to be just kind of enjoying the day. Not really. There's a few. Do see like kobold kids playing with human kids. It's a beautiful sight to see. This is a good place that you actually do get to see the combination of humans and the unorthodox kind of combining together. You see orcs hanging out with humans as they're having a beer. You do see elves hanging out with the kobolds as they talk about their days and things that they've been doing. It generally seems like a community like none you've ever seen before. And after what you've seen prior and what's happened to your heart, it's a shock to see things like this, but it does warm your heart a little bit to see that people are actually able to come together here. You do see that there is a homeless goblin that you actually know about that's been around town, that you see another human store owner from the market bringing him some fish so that he can eat for the day, and because it's a time of celebration for them, it seems like. Yeah. You just see a couple guards kind of post up relaxing. No one seems to be really in a stressed mood or anything like that, but it seems like a pretty nice day.
And what kind of game? So obviously there's the archery and the parkour. Is there any kind of sort of, I guess, sort of way to show off one's strength?
So you did notice the big-ass orc and the big-ass human, the probably biggest you've ever seen. These are swole-ass motherfuckers. Think Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yep. That's how buff these guys are. And behind them is this, like, ring with a stone in the middle of it, and you see a sign next to it that just says, "Test your might," and written in really blocky letters.
Can't not really. Can I?
Huh?
I gotta try it. I gotta try it at least once. I'm gonna go for it.
Right.
I'm gonna make sure that I can still sort of get a look about everything. I'm not trying to like flunk off my job.
Yeah.
But you know, things seem peaceful, so I'm gonna go.
As you're walking by, you actually do see another guard attempting to, at least, well, you can't tell exactly what he's trying to do, but you see him at this rock. Looks like he's trying to lift, but it's not moving at all, so he just kind of walks off to go do back to his job duty. So obviously you get the idea that enjoying the carnival obviously is going to be fine for here.
Part of the luxury,
Yeah, so you walk over and you see the two big-ass people. Do you say anything?
I'm gonna look more so to the orc and just go, "May the six watch you well, blood brother."
And you, blood brother. Care to try your might? As you see him like kind of pointing back, but you see him kind of flexing his arm a little bit. Obviously, they're trying to put on a show that they're the strongest motherfuckers there.
Yeah, I don't recognize this orc really, do I? From
no, you've never seen him before at all.
Yeah, no, good. That could have been very bad if I did.
No.
But yeah, no. I'll sort of take my javelins and my glaive and I'll put them to the side, and sort of take down my hood.
Mm-hmm.
And as I do, I will dispel my disguise to show my true form.
You see him kind of. Weirdly enough, he doesn't seem all that surprised that you're an orc. He obviously there was some kind of like aura about you that made you kind of give away.
Yeah, but you know, everyone sort of seems to be well-natured here, so there's no real reason to hide myself. But I'm gonna go for it.
Okay, so he describes you and goes, here's what's going to happen. What you do is you walk over and you see the rock in the ring. Your goal is to flip the rock outside of the ring. If you can do that, it's going to cost you 5 silver to try, and you can walk away with this pot of gold from everyone else that has tried it. It looks like no one's even been able to budget. It looks like our thing is at, 72 gold right now. Care to try?
Without a word, I throw in 5 silver.
Alright, so walk on up. You're going to walk up to the rock. You're going to do a strength check.
Yep.
Strength or athletics, I'll let you pick.
I'm going athletics, because that's a bit of an extra plus. Alright. That is a 16.
So you are actually able to lift it up about halfway right here, and you managed to get it up to right here. Make another athletics checks for me.
Yep, sure. Same dice. That's a 12.
It's starting to fall down a little bit. Do another athletics really quick.
Alright, different dice now. That's even worse. No, that's a 7.
Unfortunately you drop it and you go, They're clapping because that's obviously the most anyone's moved the rock, so they're genuinely impressed you're able to get that far. That was quite impressive. And you hear the orc go, "Go on, one more, I want to see it, let's try it again."
Crap my neck. Let's do it again. Same roll.
Same. Yep. Strength or athletics.
Oh, that's good. Well, that's a 21.
All right, you're able to lift it up real easy this time, and you're bringing it up to about halfway, and you gotta make one more.
I just need a warm up. Right, let's go. Oh, come on. That's a 10.
It starts sliding out just a little bit, but you're still able to kind of hang on to it. Do one more for me.
Yeah, alright, alright, lucky D20.
Let's go.
That's a 15.
You are actually able to push it. You're going with using your legs. You're stretching as much as you can, and you push it over, and it falls over the line.
Fuck yeah.
You hear a boisterous laughter and applause around you. Everyone's impressed because no one's seen that rock move all day. They've been standing and watching. Nico, you actually turn around and you hear all the clapping and the yeah, woo! You see
I pointed it out to Freya.
Whoa! He moved the rock. She kind of goes running over to kind of peek through the fence to kind of look at the orc that has able to move the rock after no one else has been able to. And he goes, ha! The huge orc comes over to you and goes, "Well done, brother," and hands you a big old bag of gold.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Hey, come back
nice
again
to see.
and try again.
It's nice to see our kind being treated well.
There's no better place to do it than here. Rivers run as where dreams are made of.
So I've heard. And how much did you say it was? 72?
72!
Oh damn. You be a rich boy.
Do I see this little girl that I sort of interacted with kind of outside Water Wheel? Would I see her poking through the fence or?
You know what? Make a perception check.
Yep, I'm good at these. 14.
You do. You see a little girl kind of standing there. It's the same little girl, and you see the Ace Mark kind of running after her as she's running off, and she's kind of like looking at you with like amazement in her eyes.
I'm gonna take 70 of the gold, and I will kneel down in front of her and sort of make it so that she is the center of attention of the crowd, and I will hand her the 2 gold.
So you go to hand her the bag, and as soon as she grabs it, she kind of, whoa, whoa, wow, whoa, kind of speechless. She's like, this is baffling to her. You look like you just handed someone a winning lottery ticket. Thanks, mister. Whoa, I'm Freya. Hi.
Freya, I look at the man in front, and I look at him fucking curiously, like, dude, like, the fuck?
Make sure you buy your parents something nice. And enjoy the carnival, Freya.
Wow.
Freya, what do you say?
Thank you. She kind of tries to hoist it over her shoulder and almost falls completely backwards. It's so heavy, and she's just kind of waddling. But she looks like a little criminal walking around with her bag of money.
And then
Now,
I will take the other 2 gold
Okay.
and give it to the homeless goblin.
So you walk on over to the homeless goblin who's got himself his fish of meat, his little bundle of meat. He's walking back, and he sees you kind of walking over, and he looks a little puzzled. And as you hand him the 2 gold pieces, you see a smile come across his face and goes, "Thank you, friend, but I've made my fish for the day." And he kind of walks by and he pushes it back into your hand. And weirdly enough, he doesn't seem to want to be taking the charity. He seems maybe it's pride or maybe it's some other thing, but he doesn't seem to want to take the gold from you. Nothing that against you or anything, but he seems perfectly happy with himself.
I'm gonna look at him. If not for you, then for someone else down the road, and I will insist.
Make a persuasion check.
Sure. Persuasion. There you go. That's an 8.
So he just kind of pushes it back and goes, "May your ancestors smile upon you, friend. Celebrate. Enjoy your night." And he kind of walks away with his fish without taking it.
And may the gods be kind to you, little one.
"And you, sir!" And he keeps on walking by and goes off to go do his own thing.
And Silas
Nico
is
is
gonna
actually
mumble
watching him
something
do
under
that.
his breath. Silas is gonna sort of mumble something under his breath that no one even right in front of him would be able to hear.
Nope.
Go back and collect his weapons.
Okay.
because you don't want to just leave them lying around with Freya around.
Yeah.
And then I'll take my post, and sort of spin these 2 gold coins in my hand, kind of thinking, and I'm gonna every so often I'm gonna watch this sort of little human girl running around, just sort of silent guardian style.
The rest of the day, you do
Nico
hear
is just
rumbles
running.
about this orc that managed to move the rock, and it just seems to be rumors spreading more and more about this crazy, this ridiculous orc. There's some that are pointing at you and just be like, looks of amazement, like, yeah, it was him. Everyone seems so surprised by it. You spend a little bit of the rest of your kind of afternoon kind of relaxing and taking your post and stuff. You do see your boss does kind of walk up to you and go, "That was a wonderful display. Congratulations. Make sure you keep watching this post, though." And he kind of walks by and he does his checks with everyone.
And as he goes, I need to be gone by around 3 or 4.
Whenever you're free, I appreciate you. Come meet me when you're done. And he kind of keeps walking by. And we're gonna go back over to Kazim. What are you up to? Nope, you're muted.
I'm muted.
Thank you.
Yep.
I'm heading straight for the carnival. It's getting close to the time where I'm supposed to meet him. I'm not noticing anything wrong happening in the city, so back to business.
All right, so you start heading over to the carnival. You're gonna say it's getting to about like kind of noonish, 12:30ish. The afternoon's kind of going. You're walking down to the carnival across the river, and you manage to see it, and you hear the carnival caller at the front. You see all the food that's being cooked in front of you. You see the big purplish tent that's kind of there, and you do see the House of Mirrors that you noticed earlier that was still closed for some reason. You also noticed over at the petting zoo that's off to the side, you see a friendly little kobold that you would recognize that's sitting there with a small kobold walking a donkey around the petting zoo. He gives you a small warm wave for as he remembers you from the day before and gets back to his little work.
Is that Nathan?
That is Nathan.
I'm just gonna nod my head, acknowledge him saying hi, wave back a little bit. But continue walking through the carnival, just trying to... getting closer to the House of Mirrors, I think.
Okay. As you're walking through, you do hear rumors of a crazy large orc that was able... He must have been 10 feet tall to be able to flip that boulder with no effort whatsoever. You do see an orc posted up over by the games, kind of sitting there, twirling 2 gold coins up in his hands. You see a small human child running around with the biggest sack of gold on its back ever, kind of with his evil as it's running around going to buy sweets and candies and stuff and everything. You see an ASMR kind of chasing after her, just kind of like, "What, Freya? Wait, Freya!" Kind of chasing after her a little bit, and you kind of start walking over to the House of Mirrors. There's no line forming in front of it. You just see that there's a chain in front of it that just says closed till tonight. You do walk by the big purple tent that's over by there. It says Miss Ellora's mysterious items. You walk past all the food. There's, again, we roll for perception for me.
Perception, that is going to be a 16.
So you are walking by and you don't really see anything. You do manage to see a bunch of, nice to see there's kobolds and goblins, mostly humans around in this area, but that's to be expected with how it kind of seems to be. It's nice to see that nothing seems to be all that exclusive. It looks like they actually live in harmony. You do, out in the corner of your eye, see someone walking behind the House of Mirrors for some reason. That sticks out to you.
Can I clock if they're a carnival worker or if it's a patron?
With a 16, you kind of can't tell. It just looked like movement in the back, but you can tell that obviously somebody is walking back there. You have no idea.
Okay.
You also hear another game called The Jester, hearing someone about ranting about testing intellect. You hear games and stuff. You hear about deals and food and all that stuff. But yeah, the only thing that really sticks out is the person walking back there.
Kazim's a lot of things, but he's not one to run in alone. He's gonna stay back and just try to enjoy himself before he has to get back to business.
Okay.
He'll be looking for any games of dexterity or really just dexterity.
Okay, so when it comes to dexterity, you do know that there is the archery range that you managed to walk by, and you see the nice archery. You might be able to hit something with it. You also see that there is, maybe for some acrobatic testing with your dexterity, there's also the parkour course. Looks like there's 3 different courses you might be able to take care of. But as far as you can tell, those are the 2 games that are going to be really good for your dexterity.
I'm going to go for the archery course first.
Okay, step on up, step on up. How are you doing, sir? Beautiful coat of feathers I see on you today. May I interest you in a game? 5 silver pieces, and you get to walk away with our pot of gold. And he looks at it and he goes, we are sitting at about 31 pieces, 5 silver.
I'd be happy to. I'll toss him the 5 silver, and I will step up.
All right, he hands you the crossbow. You may hand him his 5 silver, and he tells you the same rules that we told Nico. Is you get 5 shots. If you can hit over 100 points, you get to walk away with the pot.
All right. And then I have proficiency with a crossbow.
Yep. So you get to add your proficiency bonus.
Do I also get to add my dexterity bonus?
You sure do.
Cool. So I'm going to shoot for the one in the back.
Okay, let's go ahead and see what you get.
Let's roll with this one. That's a natural 1.
So you walk up with all kinds of confidence. You pull back the crossbow. You load your bolt, and as you're aiming down in the sights, all of a sudden that small child with the bag of money kind of runs into you and hits into your leg as you shoot off to the side in the sidewall of that thing. Yeah, I knew you.
You killed Freya on me.
Not gonna kill Freya just yet.
I got 4 more shots.
Yep.
Oh no.
Okay. Back one right again. That's gonna be a 16.
16. So you go down and you aim down your sights and you're looking down there and you fire it off, and unfortunately it's just a little too short to hit the target. It's right below on the post. You are maybe about a centimeter off.
Can I? How many points is the farthest target again?
30.
Oh, so I can't even make it.
So he's going to tell you the same deal and goes, all you've got to do now, you can't hit your 100 points, you hit that back target. I will give you 5 gold. Obviously, he's lost all faith in your shooting abilities as well.
I have kind of undersold myself here, but I will go for it again.
All right, go for it.
Natural 19, that is going to be a 24.
You're aiming down, you let loose, and almost as if him losing faith in you brought some kind of energy back into you, and you shoot it off, and it hits dead center, and it knocks the target over and goes, oh, what a shot! Would you like to do double or nothing?
Yeah, let's gamble.
All right.
Let's gamble.
Oh yeah.
Double or nothing.
Oh my.
21.
You aim down your sights, you pull it back, you put your bolt in, you let it loose. You fire, it slows down, and bing! Dead center. You managed to knock it over.
Kazim.
Oh! Double! Excellent, excellent! One more time. You've got one more shot. Do you care to walk away with the 10, or do you want to go for 20?
Let's go for 20.
Yeah! Let's do it!
$14.
Ah, you aim down the sights and you go ahead and shoot, and you get a little bit of too much arc on it, and it falls just short onto the dirt. Ah, better luck next time. That's another 5 silver for the pots.
Yeah. Kazim will walk it off. He knows it's all in good fun.
Okay.
And he's still got rations. He'll just sit along to the side and eat some rations while he waits for 3 o'clock to roll by.
Okay, so it seems that everyone's going to kind of wait till 3 o'clock. Do you have anything else that you would like to do, Nico, before we...
Actually, yes.
All right, what you got?
There's one more thing. I would like to kind of clock in like where the orc is, like the general vicinity. He's going to whisper to Furious' ear that maybe you should, like, maybe we should get him some food, Why don't we grab something nice and tasty and have a bite with him? And he's going to just, like, drag her to, like, the closest, like, food style. And he's going to, like,
doing
pick,
with the
like...
Silus, yeah?
He's talking about Silus in general, but he's talking to Freya about it, about buying him a big, filling, meaty meal.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's go.
For Freya, he'll pick something later. For himself, he will just pick like a skewer or two, and he'll sort of just like walk over to the orc with the food.
So she kind of has her little hand pie in her hand. And she's walking over to the orc Silus, and she kind of holds it up and goes, "Thank you for the money." She hands you up this meat pie.
He'll sort of take the pie, which looks a lot smaller in his hand than it does
Yeah,
in
much.
hers.
Absolutely, but it looks huge in her hands, and you can hold it in like your palm of your hand.
Nico
You're a
is
very kind little one.
Nico is going to sort of like he will take off his just like normal traveling coat that he's put on before he went. He's going to put it down on the ground so Freya can sit down and enjoy her own food. And he's going to extend his hand towards the orc, Nico.
Silus, and I'll shake his hand.
It was extremely nice of you. You didn't have to, but thank you.
Gold is not my trade.
And pray tell, what is your trade other than, well, those pointy sticks I'm seeing?
Well, normally I would give meat to, do you know Tasha from the water wheel, the inn sort of
What I
upstream
know
down that
Tasha?
way?
You're familiar with her, but you spend a lot of time at the house. You do know who she is. You have heard of her. Nicholas actually quite likes her a lot, and Cresselia thinks that she's a wonderful woman. But you aren't very familiar with her. You just know who she is.
I've heard the name. It's the owner of the wheel? No.
A water wheel, yes.
Yes, exactly.
I would trade her meat and herbs and berries for her ciders in exchange for medical supplies and
Really?
trade and that kind of thing. And
Did you hear that, Freya? That sounds actually quite exciting. I didn't know there were that many of hunters around here.
well, there was.
Freya, why don't you ask him about it? Actually, I'm not sure if that such a story would be for ears such as young as yours. And he's he is trying to cover Freya's ears, like jokingly, like clearly asking for like a tale from one of the recent hunts of anything exciting.
Are you asking?
Silus.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. I thought you were
Silus
asking
was kinda...
Freya for a second.
Silus will kind of look up at the sky, and then look down at Freya, and again you'll sort of see the sort of melancholy look in his eye, but it will kind of shake it off a little bit. There was that one time that I took down a bull all by myself.
You did not.
You see
place
Freya's eyes
into
become
it.
huge as of such interest. Will Nico, Kazim, and Silus, will you all make a perception check for me?
Oh god, here we go.
Oh goodness, this is not
And
working
It
well.
begins.
15 total.
21.
16.
Damn.
16. All of you start noticing all of a sudden that there's a weird smell of smoke very nearby, and you look over and you see that the House of Mirrors is finally caught on fire all of a sudden, and you see two kobolds coming out with hand axes, and they throw it at one of the guards and misses one of them but hits the other in the leg. And we are going to take a break right there and come back to that.
Oh shit!
The fuck? That's what you fucking
is.
Oh my!
All
Oh my
right,
god, Freya, baby!
We're gonna take a little 10-minute break real quick. I'm gonna just go smoke real quick, and then we will be back. Yeah, so everyone, we will be back in a bit. All right, and we welcome back everyone. We are back for a nice little combat that's going on. I would like everyone to roll for initiative.
Yes. What's? About 17.
Shitty.
12.
12 too, yeah.
All right, what's your guys' dexterity?
16.
I've got
Plus-
I've also got a +3, 16.
Oh shit! Are we doing rollies?
Yeah, rollies.
Yeah. Well, that's an 8.
I got a natural 7.
Ooh. So it looks like it goes to Nico. All right. Oh, we got a hydrate and a stretch. Thank you, chick. All right, let me get these real quick.
I'm scared.
Oh my god.
I'm go. I
My
wish,
hands are shaking.
I wish Silas knew about the mirrors. I wish he would have been there. But it didn't make sense.
The only thing that Nico had in common with the fucking House of Mirrors is just posting up the fucking sign in front of it while he was fucking helping out.
All right.
Man!
The only one that knows something about it is Kazim, and he didn't tell anyone.
So I'm gonna bring us over right now to our D20 and put us where we are all at. You two are over here, and Kazim, you were like over here, I think. I'm gonna bring it on over to the D20 on the thing. We're gonna exit that out, and yeah, so this seems to be where we're all at. This is the House of Mirrors up here, and then let me bring up the two that were here. Give me one sec. Where the fuck did they go? Sorry, this is my first time using Roll20, y'all. I'm sorry.
That's all good, bro.
Absolutely fine.
It gets easier after about a year.
Just wait until we add dynamic lighting and everything.
Okay, so this is where one of them is. He's right here, and the other one is this guy, and he's over here by Kazim, kind of. They just kind of ran out. And then there's the... Let's see. Let me get the... Not dead. There is one soldier there, and one there. This is the one that's already been hit.
Yep.
That guy right there has already been hit.
Yep.
Alright, so let's go ahead and go into our battle. It's going to start with Silus. You're up first.
See, my issue is I don't want to use my weapons, but I'm out of range. I am going to... Fuck it. I'm gonna use my dodge action. Not my dodge, my dash. I'm gonna use my dash and get in between the guard and the kobold and just be a meat shield. And Silas is gonna be very confused. Like these kobolds, this place is so calm and accepting, and he's gonna try and see if there is anything wrong with these guys, like whether they are just like of their own mind, or if they look angry, if they look scared.
Will you go ahead and make a perception check for me?
Yep, sure.
Now this is gonna, mind you, this is gonna use your action to use this perception check.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's more than fine with me. I don't plan on attacking. That is a 14.
14. So you don't really notice all that much, except that both of his eyes are purple.
Okay. I'm just gonna turn to the guard and say, whatever's going on, there is something wrong with their minds.
Okay.
Let's try and save as many lives as possible here, including theirs.
He kind of looks at you as an orc with kind of a trusting face and a quick nod real quick, and he puts away his sword, but still has his shield up.
Yep.
Next, we're going to go to, it's the kobold that's actually in front of Silus, and he's going to run up. He's going to try and attack you.
Mm-hmm.
And he is going to go. Give me 1 second here. This one. And does ooh. That's a natural 20, my friend. Oh.
Let me just double check. No, that doesn't hit.
Is he within range of me?
Let's see. What is the distance?
30 feet.
30. Oh, yep, he's 30 feet within. He's within range. He sure is.
I'm gonna expend one use of my guardian emblem to turn that into a regular hit instead of a crit.
Ooh, good. All right.
Ooh.
Easy enough.
I may not die in the first session.
Okay, so he's going to attack you with his dagger that he's got.
Mm-hmm.
And because it's not a critical, it's just going to be... Come on. You take 4 points of damage.
That's fine. Cheers, Kazim. You're great.
Lifesaver.
So,
All right.
anything with that, he's just gonna. He doesn't really have much else for his move. He comes up with his little dagger and a quick little slash to your side, and it gets you a nice little cut on your side, but you're still kind of standing, and you see this kind of anger in his eyes for some reason towards you. You are kind of confused as to why. You've never seen him before or anything like that. You've done nothing to him, and you hear this kind of like weird, almost like guttural growl low coming from him for some reason. It sounds really odd to you. So this knight is going to run over here, and he didn't hear what you said to the other knight.
Yep.
So he's going to roll, and he's going to hit this kobold.
Don't die. Please don't die.
So this guard comes up with his shield and kind of bashes him a little bit, and he doesn't do too much damage, but you do see that the kobold kind of gets a little bloody nose on him. So next up is that kobold. He's going to attack that farmer, or that it's a little farmer kobold. He's got an axe. He's going to attack the soldier in front of him, but he's going to miss. So he's going to swing his axe at him, and the guard is easily able to bash him off of the off of it with his shield. And next, it's going to go up to Nico.
Nico is going to kneel down by Freya. He's going to pick her up, and he will actually just not really run away per se, but we're getting out of the fucking sight and just gonna hide behind. Let's see, carrying someone is half movement, right?
Yes.
So it'll be 5, 10. Yeah, basically gonna stand there behind the corner, and he's going to hunt down with her, like keep her quite like hold onto her, and like just have one hand outstretched in case something approaches.
Okay,
He's gonna stay there with Freya.
You pick up Freya and you start running over to her on the corner. And you kind of hear her go, "What's happening?" And you put her down. You're trying to get her.
Oh, you just close your eyes, sweetie.
So she kind of closes it. You see that she is genuinely actually scared. And then this soldier is gonna let's see. Next up is, do you have a bonus action you want to do? Is that all you're gonna do for your move?
Let's see. My bonus
You wanna
action
hold
will
anything?
be... No, if I can hold a cantrip, let's see.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold. Eldritch Blast for now.
Okay. Or waiting for anything in particular?
Or for anything to like, if anything approaches to either threaten me or Freya, then I'll absolutely fucking blast her face off. Okay.
So this guard here is gonna run up and come over to this guard, and without her shield out, he's gonna turn to the other guard and goes, "Non-lethal, there's something wrong!" And he's gonna go ahead and try and unarmed strike this kobold here. And he's going to hit. Okay, and he manages to kind of punch this kobold in the back of the head. It doesn't quite knock it out just yet. But, yeah, the kobolds looking a little dazed here. And we're going to go back up to the top of initiative, and it's going to be Silus.
All I was gonna
Oh
say.
wait, Kazim. Sorry, Kazim.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my fault.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I'm gonna just shout to these guards and Silus if I can, and just say, non-lethal force, everybody. Detain the kobolds, tie them up by order of the flow.
Okay. Everyone seems to accept your message. Everyone obviously hears you while they're facing up against these people.
And then which one of these guys next to me had the hand axe thrown at them?
That would be this guy right here. The one closest
Cool.
to you.
I am going to... Where is it? I'm going to give him one of my cure wounds.
Okay.
And he is
I
going to
think
heal...
because he's willing, you don't need to roll for anything specific or anything like that, so...
I just need to roll for the
Cool.
health that he actually gains. Which is going to be 9.
9? Alright, so you put your hand on his shoulder. What do you want to describe what it looks like, or do you want me to?
I put my hand on his shoulder, and a bright, radiant light comes from my hand, flows into him, and the wound starts to close up with that glowing light coming from it.
Yep, you can see the wound starting to kind of stitch itself up and slowly start closing. You see the sigh of relief upon his face, and it looks like he's fully healed up. He looks absolutely fine. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
And then I want to try to just use my movement to fly up to about the left of this guy in red, so right about there.
Okay.
Just about 5 feet off the ground.
Okay, easy enough to do. Anything else?
That'll be it.
All right, now we go to Silus.
All right, now I've got 50 feet of rope.
Yes.
Is there any way I'd be able to like grapple this kobold and tie him up with that rope, or is that going to take 2 turns?
So I will. Yeah, I'm gonna say that's gonna take 2 actions. You can pull the rope out and use your action to grapple him, and then your next action, if he doesn't break away, then you can tie him up.
Yep. All right, I'll do it that way. I'll do
Right,
it that
go
way.
ahead and make a strength throw for me. Strength or athletics, your pick.
I'm gonna go athletics because I get an extra proficiency bonus from that. That in too bad. That's 16.
Yep. So he's trying to push off of you, but you manage to give a big old bear hug and kind of hold him there, and you're bringing out the rope, getting ready to tie him up. So next we're gonna go. It's actually his turn, so he's gonna try and roll to break free of it.
Mm-hmm.
If you can go ahead and roll for strength for me.
Yep. It's pure strength.
Yeah, pure strength this time.
All right, cool. That's another 16.
Yep, he can't. He doesn't seem to be able to break free, so that's all he can really do. He can't really attack. Oh, I guess he's gonna try and stab you one more time with the dagger, kind of frantically trying to get at you, and that is going to be a 13. Does that hit?
That doesn't hit.
That doesn't hit. No.
Nope.
All right. So then it's going to go off to the soldier that was right here that you just healed up. He kind of looks at you with a quick little nod and a thank you. He puts his sword away, and he's going to try and attack the kobold in front of him with his fists. Going for non-lethal. He completely misses and punches the ground and manages to give himself 1 point of damage because he rolled a natural 1.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah, he tripped and fell, and he's now prone. So,
Oh,
yeah, so... Unfortunately, this kobold is now going to attack that soldier that just fell with advantage. And that's no. But the next one... Oof. He manages to grab his little axe and he tries to bring it down on top of this guy. And luckily it only manages to clip him because the other soldier kind of pushes him a little bit. Still manages to nick his arm, but he doesn't seem to be taking all that much damage. Obviously, it did hurt quite a bit. Next, it's going to go over to Nico.
Nico is going to hug Freya like tightly, and he's going to look around. Like, is this only the what's happening like in front of him that is going alright, or like anything around the perimeter, like in general? Is there like anything else that might be also alarming?
Make a perception check.
Yes. That's like a natural one.
Natural one. Yeah, as far as you can tell, you are so focused on Freya that you can't see anything else that's happening around you whatsoever. It's only Freya
All right.
in your mind right now.
Yes, that is true. That would be it, actually.
That's it?
I'm
All
just spending my turn hugging Freya.
I used an action to hug.
Fair enough.
Yes, please.
Action hug it is. So it's gonna go with the other. We're gonna go with Kazim real quick because I forgot to put you in correct order last time. So Kazim, it's your turn.
I am going to use command on this kobold that's surrounded by the 2 guards.
Okay.
And the word I'm going to say is grovel. So he has to beat a DC 13 Wisdom saving throw or fall prone and end his next turn immediately.
Okay, so I guess we're gonna. So it doesn't activate until next turn.
His turn, he will have to fall prone and end his turn immediately after, unless he beats this save.
Okay, so it's whatever his turn comes around. We'll see if he made the save or not once his turn comes around. The soldier that's right next to him is still going to try and punch him real quick while you're still trying to cast the command word, and he manages to try and hit him, but it doesn't seem to do very much. It just hits on the shoulder. Doesn't seem like anything happens. Silus, it's your turn.
I'm going to use my action to use my rope and try and tie up this kobold.
All right, you're going to go ahead and make an athletics check. Actually,
Right,
let's
it.
do dexterity for it, because we're going to see if you can do it
Dexterity?
fast enough.
Yep, okay, that's an 18, I
Yep.
think. Let me just double
Easily-
check that. Yeah,
Yep,
18.
you're easily enough able to tie him up, wrapping him around a few times, tying up his legs as well so he can't move, and putting him on the ground and taking his weapon away from him. He's still squirming and stuff like that, but there's no way he's going to break free anytime soon from that. So then
And
it's
then
going to be...
I'm gonna look up to Kazim.
Mhm.
This one's handled.
Okay, so
That's gonna be it. Yeah.
that's it?
Yep.
All right, so we're going to go... He's going to try and see if he can break out some way. Absolutely not. He's just going to be squirming there in the rope, trying his best to get away. It's going to be this soldier's turn. He saw what you were trying to do, so he's going to just sit there and hold his sword up, or he's going to stand up, he's going to hold his shield up real quick, and take the dodge action. The farmer doesn't lay down, unfortunately. He's saved from his saving throw, so he's going to attack the one that just tried to punch him that's not holding up their shield. And he tries to take his axe, but the other one was able to jump back quick enough to where he didn't get hit. And then it's Nico's turn. You can do anything?
Nico will. How's the situation with the guys looking like? Is there like he's noticed that the fight is going certain direction, and he'll just like take one look at Freya, and he'll kind of like put like one arm around her head, like kind of like pushing her like head into his chest, and he'll just aim his hand, and he'll go for let's see, he'll go for the farmer who did not grovel.
Okay.
And he will just cast an Eldritch Blast,
Okay.
like going straight for him.
Go ahead and roll for attack.
Let's see. That's natural 20.
Natural 20. All right, roll for damage.
I'm gonna kill. God, fuck me. That's let's see. I roll my damage just twice, right?
Yeah. Everything
Well-
gets doubled.
Oh no!
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Well, that's 19 total. All everything, also multiplier. Also the additional stuff.
Can I use my guardian emblem to make that a regular hit instead of a critical hit?
I don't see why you can't. It doesn't say you can't.
This could be lethal, and I really need him alive.
Okay.
That is like 21 points of damage.
Oh my god. So you can. I will let you use your guardian emblem to turn this into a non-lethal, into a not critical.
So
if you want.
sorry.
Oh,
Then I will do
Oh,
so. I am so
my
sorry, Nico, but I cannot have this man die.
He was holding back like from the like very like back of the fucking fight. I was like, okay, we've got this. It's okay. Like, you know what? Maybe just help out a little bit. Just bam! Like, Eldritch Blast.
I'm in with a double barrel shotgun. Went like straight into the fire. Like Nico's walked in, cocked the gun, ready to shoot, and then Kazim just said, "Wait, no, he's on our side."
All right. So how much damage is it without the multiplier? Because they're turning into a normal hit.
12.
12 damage. So, unfortunately,
No.
when the beam comes across right past Kazim, the kobold gets hit, and this is force damage, right? So he gets pushed back into these boxes over here, unfortunately, and he no longer is moving.
Knew I shouldn't have put those boxes in the map.
Oh, Nico just looks at him. He's like, "Fuck!" And he just cuts over, like kind of behind the tent.
You look down and you see Freya just kind of looking at you with astonishment as she just saw the magic coming from your fingers. As far as you can tell, she just looks like she's staring in astonishment with you because she saw the magic come from you. You're not sure if she just saw you kill the kobold.
Totally, yeah. Oh, God, we're gonna explain that to her parents.
So, with the other kobold tied up, that is going to be the end of our initiative here.
Really quick, can I cast Spare the Dying on this kobold, or is he fully dead?
I will let you cast Spare the Dying because it wasn't twice as much health as he had.
Okay. So he is no longer making death saving throws. He is just unconscious.
Okay, so you can. So as you start casting your spell, your cantrip, it's almost as if a whisper relieves your hand and goes into him, and you see that he starts breathing a little bit. He's not awake, but he is still breathing.
I think that's the first time I've ever seen someone cast Spare the Dying on an enemy NPC.
It's probably the first time you've ever seen somebody negate a critical hit on their enemy as well.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So the kobold is unconscious. We're out of initiative.
We are out of initiative. Everyone's been.
I'm gonna
the other kobold is squirming in the rope, still trying to break free, but he's just not able to.
Guards, tie this one up while I find a healer.
Without questioning you, they see your emblem on your necklace, knowing that you're from another library such as their own, and respect your authority here, and start tying up this kobold that's a little bit unconscious.
Nico, hearing that you're looking for a healer, he will actually he will pull himself and Freya from behind. It's my fault. Let me handle this. And he'll walk over and he will look towards him like, does he let him walk over to the dude? Let's see. I would like to kneel next to the wounded farmer.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna just put my hand down on his shoulder, and just going to like close my eyes, and I'm going to like with my other hands stroke Freya's hair, and I'm going to cast. Let's see. Here's the spell features and traits. I'm gonna cast Healing Hands, and sort of like draw upon my own. Kind of like as I cast the spell, I get like a bit paler, and as I pump life force into the man, and that will be a 2d4 of healing. That will be about 5 total.
Okay, so you cast your spell and it starts to enter his life force, and you see that his eyes start to flutter open as he regains consciousness. And Kazim, you would notice, because I'm sure you were looking for it, his eyes are not purple. And he kind of wakes up and he looks around. He's a little bit older man, obviously working the fields and stuff like that. And he kind of looks confused as if, and he goes, what happened? And these two guards right here go off to go get some water and go put out the fire.
I'm gonna motion to Nico and say, "Can you stay with him? Make sure he's all right." And I'm gonna run over to I'm gonna run over to Mr. Locke and see if I can't give him assistance with his struggling kobold.
Yeah, Silus is currently like sort of on one knee, sort of stabling himself with his hands, as a little bit of blood kind of dripping from his side. He doesn't look that he's in too much pain. He's taken blows like this before, but he is watching over this kobold intently, kind of not in shock, but kind of just very much a look of relief on his face at the fact that other kobold isn't dead.
Either one of you speak Draconic?
think
I do.
Do you?
Damn!
I speak Aarakocra, Orin, Common, Draconic, and Goblin.
I do
So,
not.
let me do this real quick. You guys all hear from behind you. You hear this kind of guttural, like, "Hush! She's gotta go! Yeah!" And I'm going to message Josh what he actually heard.
Okay. Nico, he's just going to kneel there. He'll completely like pull his coat over Freya, like obviously trying to like have her not look onto the wounded man, like the bloodied, like yes. And he's just going to like keep like a calm hand over the kobold and sort of trying to keep him awake.
Mm-hmm. He kind of sits up and he's still kind of looking around, confused, seeing his clothes kind of in tatters. He's seeing blood on his axe. He's looking around. He saw blood on the guard. He sees the other kobold wiggling around and yelling at Draconic. He also notices another Draconic voice and turns. And I think instinctually you would look and see where he's turned, Nico, and you see that there is another kobold that is coming from the side that is running up towards the one that's tied up. Kazim, you turn around and notice that it's Nathan running up and running over to the kobold that's tied up in front of you for some reason.
Okay.
So the kobold runs up to the one on the ground, kind of trying to hold him down, with a look of concern upon his face, and the other kobold with the bright purple eyes that's tied up or withering around seems almost feral for some reason, starts attacking, and you start hearing more Draconic and a little bit of tears coming out of Nathan, and goes, Grado!
What is he saying?
I'm messaging you what he's saying, because you're the only person that would understand what he's saying.
Ah, I see.
Oh, like that.
I'll turn up to Nathan, and I will say in Draconic, I don't really know how I would pronounce this, but I'll message you back as
Okay.
well.
Okay.
Ooh.
Zephyr, Silas, you were also seeing Nathan the Kobold running up to him. And you see these two speaking back in Draconic, and he's responding back to Kazim as he's asking his questions, and there's tears running down his face. The other kobold seems very concerned, his jaw agape as Nico's kind of holding him, not understanding what is going on. And you hear this kind of solemn voice coming from Nathan as you hear him in Common go, he's my son. And he's kind of tearing up a little bit, watching this feral beast on the ground snapping at his own father, almost as if he's about to cry, not quite understanding what's going on. And you hear him go, What's wrong with your eyes, Eston? What's wrong with your eyes?
Kazim, the second Silas hears that, you're gonna notice he completely fucking zones out. Completely zones out. But he's just sort of staring blankly at the ground. Not, like, no tears in his eye, but clearly deep in thought and memory.
I'm going to speak with Nathan for a moment in Common here.
Okay.
Are these both your sons?
No, that's... He kind of looks confused looking at the other one and goes, That's the farmer that works with Nicholas. What is he doing here? He's supposed to be on the farm.
What?
You don't hear this, Nico. I think it's too far.
Yeah.
Do I know Nicholas?
No, you don't. You have no idea. By the way, Nico, I feel like I need to ask, where's Freya?
Oh, Freya is behind me with a coat on around her, like she's purposely turned away from the blood.
Okay.
I'm gonna I'm gonna speak with Silus for a moment and say, make sure he stays awake.
Absolutely.
And then I'm gonna rush over to Nico and try to talk to this other goblin, or not goblin, kobold, and see what I can gather from him.
Okay.
Are you all right, sir?
He kind of looks down at his hands and he's seeing the blood, and you see this look of shock, and he just goes, "What? What did I do?" And he looks at you like just genuine fear in his eyes. What did I do?
I'll put my hand on his shoulder. He's not currently tied up, right?
Nope. He's free. He's free. Obviously very coherent. What's going on?
I'll put my hand on his shoulder and I'll say, it was not you. Don't worry. And I'm gonna try to pull out some of my rations and some water for him to drink.
Okay. He sits there and he holds the ration, and tearing up as the thinking about. He's looking over at his friend, just genuinely confused. He obviously has no idea, and he's tearing up as he's eating this food. And Nico, you hear a very familiar voice go, "Freya! Freya!"
I will gently put the man down, and I will pick up Freya and I will run towards Nicholas. We're here.
Freya runs up to
Look,
her dad really quickly and gives him a big old hug, shaking a little bit, and he just goes, "Oh, Freya, Nico, are you okay? What happened?"
We're fine. It's like we're just enjoying ourselves, and all of a sudden, just the place, like, it took fire, and those kobolds just started attacking, and I took her away, but oh my god!
He's sitting there. He's holding Freya and he's stroking her hair. You see this look of like immense joy, and he looks you dead in the eyes, tearing up, just smiling. Goes, "Thank you for protecting her." And he just, I'm gonna take her home. I'm gonna take her home. And he,
yeah, absolutely. Before you go, I'm going to, like, I don't know if Freya had it on her, but like the sack of gold, I'm going to also like push into his hands, like Freya got it today on the carnival, but like I just don't know.
So, as you're trying to hand him the money, he looks at it and he pushes it against your chest, and then comes in to give you a hug along with Freya, and just says, "No, you keep it. You protected my daughter. Take it as payment." And he gives you a big old, like, really strong hug. You can tell that he's very emotional, that his daughter was just in danger, but he seems genuinely concerned, happy that you're still there, and very thankful towards you. And he starts walking back with Freya in his arms as Freya's just kind of waving at you, and you just hear, "See you at home!"
I'll be back!
Okay, so
God, I hope I'll be back.
they walk off. And, yeah.
I've got something to ask you, but I'm scared
Oh,
to
yeah?
ask it.
Let's hear it.
The purple in his eyes,
Yeah?
does it in any way remind me about a few days ago?
Yes, it does.
Fuck you, dude.
Yes, it does.
I take one of my javelins and I throw it at the fucking boulder, just in pure anger.
Okay. I'll let you just do that without you. Kazim and Nico both hear this blood-curdling yell, and Mr. Zephyr, will you make a Constitution saving throw for me?
Yep. Figured this was coming one way or another, but that's good though. It's a +5. Unnatural 20.
Okay, you're fine. You're absolutely fine. You're able to keep it within yourself. It's very, you feel it start coming towards you, and you manage to get a grasp on it, and you hear a booming, deep voice in your head go, "Breathe, child. You're fine." And you feel a heavy hand on your shoulder, but you look back and nothing's there.
Kazim and Nico will both see, like, underneath the kind of little cuts and tears on the back of my linen shirt, there is this ever so slight green glow. But then it will sort of simmer.
Okay.
And then he will just drop to his knees in anger and a little bit of despair. heathens.
Anyone else want to do anything?
Nico's just standing there, really.
I'm gonna talk to this goblin, or this, sorry, kobold. Do you know Eston in any way?
Eston, that's Nathan's kid. Yeah. What happened to him? Is he okay?
Are you too close?
I mean, I know him, but I wouldn't say that we're the best of friends. I know of him. Sometimes he helps us down at the farm, or so I saw him helping around here for setting up the carnival, but other than that, no, I don't think so. Man, where am I?
What's the last thing you remember before this moment?
Let's see. I woke up and I went off to go work on the farms, and Nicholas offered me the day off to go enjoy the carnival. I remember I got some food, and this man offered me a job. And he goes, and it gets a little fuzzy after that. Something about setting up the mirrors or something. I don't remember, but after that I can't really remember anything. It goes dark and I woke up here.
You remember who this man is?
Sits there and he thinks, and he goes, you know, I think about it. A bigger man, obviously he seems very nice and kind, and I think he might work here. I think he might run the show or something.
No chance he's an elf?
I don't think so. No, I think he's human.
Any physical traits you can give me about him? I'm just trying to give him like the spiel, like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm trying to get like a comsat going or something. Important persons kind of.
So, as you've been walking around, the person that he's describing, you would remember as another dude that you did see earlier that day collecting money from each of the booths and stuff like that, and talking to the guards and checking positions and stuff. So you did see him earlier that day when you were checking everything out. But you aren't sure exactly where he is. You're welcome to do a perception check to see if you can find him.
I'd love to.
Okay, go ahead.
That's a 7.
Yeah, you can't see him anywhere near you. There's just a crowd of faces. Everyone's kind of... Guards are starting to kind of move in, ask you guys what's going on, to make sure everyone's okay. You all kind of reassure them that you've got this handled, and they go back and they've put the fire out now. You do hear them calling for some help to start building stuff back, and everyone, and you hear the carnival caller going, "It's all right! It's all right! Our heroes have saved us!" And people kind of start little kind of weird, awkward clapping, because some of them recognize these kobolds that are here. They're all still kind of confused, and their carnival goes, well, let's take a break for tonight, and let's just go back to our homes. We'll try again tomorrow. And tries to disperse people. Guards are starting to try and help them. You guys up in the corner do see a little black tabaxi kind of staring at you guys, a little confused with kind of amazement after they obviously just kind of saw everything. All you, Kazim, and actually all three of you would recognize it as the little tabaxi bard that's been around. So yeah, they're all just kind of going back to their homes.
Eston's here he's still got the purple eyes. He's still feral.
Yep, very feral. He isn't breaking out of his thing. Obviously, Silus was pretty good at tying it up.
I'm gonna talk with Nathan and just try to comfort him. I know this is probably hard for him.
Yeah, so Nathan is like full blown, like crying. He doesn't seem to really care that you guys just fought his kid. He actually I saw it. Thank you for not hurting him. Thank you for seeing through it. Many other people would have just let him, would have taken him out for no second thought. You thank you so much. And he's trying to keep his composure as he said he wanted to make some extra money down here at the carnival, and he disappeared all day. I should have kept a better eye on him, but I've got the petting zoo, and I just don't know what. He starts kind of going on a rant. He obviously is starting to lose it a little bit.
I'm just gonna keep my hand on his shoulder and comfort him, and just stay with him.
And he just okay. So, as you guys are doing that, you Kazim hear some more of the uncommon folk have decided to revolt, and you turn around real quick and you see the Archmage walking over as if he's just been called by the guards, being directed back. He goes, "What seems to have happened?"
This kobold here is under some sort of enchantment. Can you dispel curses?
He walks over real quick. He's got posture and poise to him. And he kind of looks at him, and he kneels over, and he looks at him, puts his hand on him, and you see, Eston. Nathan, what's happened to your boy here? And Nathan's kind of in tears and goes, I don't know. He came to work and something, I don't understand. I'm so sorry, sir. And he goes, save your apologies. It's not your fault. And he starts kind of waving his hand over, and some light blue kind of sparkles starts coming from his hands, and you see that the purple starts alleviating himself from the eyes, and he starts calming down more and more and starts wiggling quite as much, and he opens his eyes again, and you see another very confused, younger, maybe like 10 years old kobold, which would be about 20 in our age, kind of looking around, shocked, confused. He looks over at Silus and doesn't know who he is, and he says, Dad! What?
I'll untie him.
He kind of, thank you. And he goes over and he gives Nathan a big old hug. And Nathan goes, Aston, what happened? And he goes, I don't know. I went to go work. You came here. We came together. We had breakfast. I remember that. Man, I asked him for a job. He said sure. We were fixing the House of Mirrors. There was a hole in the back of it, and we were fixing it. I don't know what happened after that. And Eston kind of goes, right, it's okay. We'll get some men on it. Nathan, make sure you keep track of your boy and make sure that he gets home okay. Okay, I see there's another farmer over there. I'm gonna go check on him. Thank you, you two. And Nico, are you still next? You're still next to the other.
I'm still next to him, and I'm staring the man down.
So he kind of comes over and he looks over and he goes, Cyril, you all right? And he kind of looks up at the other kobold and goes, yes, sir. Sorry, yes, sir. I don't know what came over me. He goes, stop your apologies. There's obviously something going on. We'll look into it. Don't you worry. And if Nico, you notice that he seems very soothing to these people, which is odd because he does have that kind of I'm better than you kind of thing. But both you and Kazim, you've also noticed that, and Silus, you've also noticed that he has a very soothing, calm demeanor. It's very clear he does care about these people. It's just confusing because you weren't expecting that, because he does have that kind of very pompous asshole kind of attitude all the time. So he's comforting him, and he walks over to Kazim and goes, so obviously some things are amiss. If I could can I trust you to help us investigate as much as you can?
Can I trust you to aid me in my investigations?
Our men and resources are at your disposal, sir. And he kind of hands you a little emblem. He goes, whatever you need, take it to our quartermaster. He'll supply you with all the supplies you could possibly need for the investigation. And if you need, come down to the library. If you need help with research, I've got men that can help you. Anything that you might possibly need. He kind of bows to you as he hands it off to you.
The only manpower I need is, quite frankly, your expertise in the magic of this city. Do you recognize the purple that you saw in young Eston's eyes?
I've seen it a few. There's two separate instances in which I've seen it. There is the time I first met the King Ashton, when he was exhibiting his power to show proof of his power of remembrance, and has a very similar eye glow, but I wouldn't have been able to dispel it if that was because remembrance power is much more powerful than other magic, so I don't think that might have been it. But I have seen it when charlatans are trying to show that they have such powers. They mix magics in ways that shouldn't be and cause this weird combination, and I do believe that's probably what we're seeing here. The only issue is there's no real way for us to tell where it could have come from, because it's either someone has casted it upon them, it could have been on some object somewhere for all we know that they've managed to come across. I'm not too sure. These people don't generally know each other. I would assume they might possibly know who each other are, but other than that's all I've really ever seen myself. But I will get my best men to go research on some things that might be helping us. I can do that.
This is the 5th case I've seen today. The only 2 living examples. Spread the word among the city guard. These men must be detained, not slain.
I think I understand. Absolutely. We'll get right on it. He kind of turns around and quickly snaps his fingers a few times, and these 2 flow scribes come up, and they go, "Make a decree to all the gods that anyone that is seen with the purple eyes must be detained and not killed. We must protect them. We must see what's going on." Yep, yes, sir. And they're quickly writing down, and they're running off to all the different directions to go let everyone know what's going on. And he goes, "If that's all I could really offer right now. Please let me know if there's anything else. I will have my scribes walking around. They will also be helping investigate around the town. Ask them if you need to reach me. I need to go back. I'm going to go begin research." And he turns around. He gives you a quick little gracious bow. He turns around and he starts walking back with his posture back.
Can I make an insight check on if he lied to me at all during that sentence?
Yes.
Because I do not trust him nearly as far as I can throw him, which is not very far. Insight is +5. Has a 13.
Can't really tell. Hard to read.
That's what I figured. I'm gonna gather Nico and Silus here. I may require no manpower from the church, but you 2, I believe you 2 could be of some assistance. I'm willing to pay if that's what it requires.
No payment, this is personal.
No, it's okay.
Is the House of Mirrors still on fire?
No, they managed to put it out. You see the black smoke starting to come out the back as the fire's been finally put out. You do hear some pounding and stuff and some sawing. It sounds like they're trying to cut away some of the burn stuff, maybe trying to patch it up and fix what they can. They're also trying to... You hear some things smashing and stuff. They're probably trying to clear out whatever that hole is, but the fire seems to be completely out by now.
I may require some assistance investigating this House of Mirrors. I feel like this may be some source of the problem.
I mean, look, whatever I can do, I will help. I'm not really not much of a fighter, neither am I much of a thinker, but if you need something, I just want to help.
I'm wanting to investigate this, but before I do so, are there any carnies nearby that I can speak with?
So you see, most of the people have probably left out of fear and stuff, but now that everything's kind of calmed down, you are starting to see some of the people that own the stalls and stuff starting to break down some of their merchandise. You see that the Jester game, the guy is starting to close up shop, the dude dressed as a gigantic jester. You're seeing all the food and carts and stuff starting to pile their crates up together to go move them onto little other carts to be able to take them away to store them for the night. But yeah, there's probably a couple people that you can ask about what's going on. There is the old man who's been running the meat stand all day. He's putting his stuff away there. You do see a little bit older lady, you'd say about 40s, putting her meat back up in a box that's been working the kebab stand, so she's putting her stuff away. And you also see 2 guards still in front of Miss Alora's magical or mysterious items. You see them still standing there, protecting the place, because it doesn't look like that was even scathed. You can't even tell that anything's really happened to the tent over there at all.
I'm gonna go talk to the kebab lady.
Okay.
And I'm not only gonna ask to buy a couple of kebabs because I just gave away the last of my rations. I'm also gonna ask where her boss is, like the larger human fellow.
All right. Well, hello, dearie. How many kebabs would you like?
Oh, that's an excellent question. Let's go for 3, and can I get one with those fruits on it?
Oh, excellent. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, dearie. She opens up her little box and she starts pulling up in a little bag, and she starts putting it back and goes, keep your silver. I saw what you've done for those kind men over there. You make sure that you keep it. And here, and she hands you 2 more and goes, give it to your friends as well. Thank you so much. My boss. Let's see, the round man. The round man. Let's see.
Is it the round man?
Yeah, the really large round guy. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, him. I saw him. Where did I see him? Just before the fire, I saw him go into the tent. Actually, no, was it? It was behind the house. And she sits there and she kind of puzzles first and goes, I know where I saw him. He was walking off towards the market.
Cool. That's...
But that was over half an hour. He must be back now. You could go check over by his cart. He's got a little house on a cart because he doesn't own a house. It's odd. I think it's weird. But he lives behind the tent over there. So he's by the market or he's by the tent. She seems to be getting really confused. Obviously, she's flustered by what's happened. She's trying to put her stuff back up.
I'm going to turn back to Nico and Silus and say, would you guys mind assisting me? There's a matter we should take care of before the House of Mirrors.
I'm just gonna nod, walk over to the rock, and tear out my javelin.
Make a strength check.
That's fair.
Break your goddamn javelin like you tried to break my
You
sword.
fucked that. I just not won it.
So
No
you
shot.
You do try and pull it out, and you do accidentally bend the head of the spear. It's not broken, but it's bent, and you manage to try and pry it. So you do get it, but now it's all.
Yeah. Do you know, like in anger? Yeah, no, that makes sense. No shot.
Yeah, pretty
Fucking
useless.
hell. Is this for the great sword?
No. This is for the great sword, 100% is. Don't you dare, that's what you get for
Nico is just gonna just look at him like,
You can see that he's angry.
Yeah.
he's
sure.
angry.
Yeah.
But
like
weirdly enough, Nico, you do notice that you can tell that he's angry, but you can feel the presence. It's almost like a silent anger, which makes it a little bit more terrifying, because you can tell he's angry, but you can also tell he's in complete control, and it's kind of terrifying.
It is a
like
complete 180 from the orc who flipped the boulder.
Yeah.
Complete fucking 180. Kazim wouldn't even recognize the dude. Like, fucking. Yeah.
Nico is planning on like putting a hand on his shoulder and asking how he's doing, but he'll take a look. He'll put his hand down, kind of like pat his pants, look the other way. He'll like, well, all right, let's go.
That's fair. But yeah, no, and then once I've got the javelin back, I'll just sort of follow Kazim wherever he goes.
Okay, Kazim, where are you going?
I'm gonna go stand out in front of this guy's cart house, and I'm gonna knock on the door, and if he's not home, I'm gonna sit and wait.
Okay, so you knock on the door, and you don't hear anything, so you knock again, and behind you you hear, Well, hello! And you turn around, and Silus, there's the man that hired you and gave you the job that you recognize, and you guys both see a very rotund man with his sack of money, and it looks like he just came back from, like, the fish market or something, because he also has, like, a bag of fish, and he goes, was it you guys that helped deal with the problem that we had?
Yes, but we're still fixing this problem. I'm sure you can understand we have to be a little bit discreet about this.
I actually do truly appreciate that. My business has a reputation to uphold, absolutely. Here, please, allow me to let you in. And he kind of squeezes by you guys. You guys are probably all crowding up against him a little tense against him. And you can feel the tension there. And he starts unlocking the door. And he opens it up, and you guys see that it is a weirdly larger than you would have expected for his cart house to be. It's not huge by any means, but there's obviously a lot more room than there should be for some reason. And on the couch, you see a young orc woman sitting there in a nice little sundress, and she's sitting there, and he goes, "Oh, hello, Who are you?" And she's kind of putting, like, what looks like trying to cook a meal together, and he puts the fish down, and he goes, "Oh, they I don't know if you heard the commotion that's going on out there, but they were they helped deal with it." Oh, okay, yeah, I would have gone out to help, but I haven't fought in years. There's no way I could have ever helped. I saw you guys. It was amazing what you did.
Forgive my rudeness. The name is Kazim Cluck. I never caught your names.
Estelle Lyria. It's a pleasure to meet you.
And then I'll also hold out a hand to the larger man. And your name was again?
Charles Lyria. Pleasure.
Estelle and Charles. Sweet. So Charles, do you have any recollection of hiring those two kobolds?
Yeah, actually, right. I would say about, what was it? I'd say about 2 hours prior to this whole debacle. I remember those two both coming up to me and asking for work, and we were finishing up trying to set up the House of Mirrors. Everything seemed to be going okay, and I walked off. I remember there's only like 3 or 4 more mirrors left. Yeah, about the time that I came back, that's when I noticed everything was kind of happening, and I kind of stayed off to the side because I didn't want to. I just get in the way. I'm obviously not much of a fighter, but yeah, they were just helping me put the mirrors inside, and other than that, that seemed pretty normal. They seemed like very nice people. I don't understand what happened.
Insight to see if he's lying?
Please do.
Not gonna do. It's a natural 3, 8 after modifiers.
Would either of you two like to try an because you're both there. You guys are hearing this.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fucking worse than yours.
Total,
mate.
right?
None of you can tell.
I got a total of 4.
None of you can tell. You have no idea if he's telling the truth.
Gullible of idiots.
As far as you have no reason to doubt him.
I used all my good rolls tying him up, and now I'm just shitting it.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Well, Nancy Drew here is gonna put guidance on our friend the orc, and just try to make sure that he's keeping an eye on him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So guidance is concentration for
A minute.
a minute. Yeah. You can add a D4 to an ability check of your choice.
Yep.
Cool.
I'll keep that in mind. Not gonna use it on this one because not worth adding a D4 to that.
Fair enough.
Oh, not saving throws. Okay. I thought it was one or the other. Okay. I'm gonna pry a little bit more. And Charles, have you hired anybody else recently to work on just businesses with you that have also turned sour like this has?
Let me think. No, I can't say that I have. We have had a few other places that we've been, and weird things happen all over the place, and generally there's random attacks. It's never been in the carnival before, but I can't really say anything all that out of, now that I think about it, there was this one time, I want to say it was in Port Salem. Let's see, yes, Port Salem. It's further south here, about 2 months out. 2 months south of here. There was this time we set up, and there was a man. What did he for some reason decided that he was going to try and destroy as many of our carts as we all assumed he was drunk and stuff, but he seemed more aggressive than the others. But other than that, I can't really say we've had all that much. We have heard of things that happen after we leave, but yeah, I can't really think of too much.
So this has like never happened before to you guys?
Not in our carnival. I can't say that it has. No. And then you hear his wife go, well, I mean, ever since you got that... not right now. Not right now.
No, please.
Roll for persuasion.
Can I flip that to intimidation?
How? What are you gonna do?
Because so he's clearly tried to silence her, so I'm just gonna look at him and sort of ball my fist a little bit and kind of go, this is a serious investigation. Do not withhold any information.
Yeah, I'll let you go for intimidation.
Alright, nice. I'm gonna add a D4 to that one, I think. Thanks, Kazim. That's a +3, so that makes that a 12.
I will actually let you roll with advantage on it because he saw you flip the rock.
Okay. I'll add the same +3 from guidance. No, the 12's better.
Alright, so 13 you said it was?
12.
12 total?
Yeah. 12 total, plus, yeah. Because it was a... yeah, it was a 9 plus a 3.
So he'll go, alright, no need to get Riley or anything, relax. It's just, she seems to think that there's a weird curse that's come upon us. I don't believe it, and she keeps telling me about, oh, there's a bunch of evil things that are going to happen around us. She gets a bad feeling, and it's absolute nonsense.
We do live in a nonsensical world here.
Touche.
When was the last time you heard of somebody attacking their friends and loved ones because their eyes changed colors? Anything you could tell us about this curse, whether real or not, would be of great assistance to us.
So he goes, make a persuasion check, actually.
Hey, that's
all right.
a 12.
You guys have to understand. You have to understand. I have a reputation to uphold here, and I can't just go willy-nilly talking about how, of course I don't believe it. I can't believe it. If my business is cursed, how am I going to make any money? How are we going to be able to survive? You have to understand where I'm coming from here.
People are dying.
People die everywhere. And you can see him kind of starting to get actually a little frustrated with that for some reason.
All right. We understand. It clearly this has no. We're not adding any
Silus, make a
weight
perception
to the
check.
conversation.
Yep. I roll perception so much I still don't know what my plus is for it. Another fucking 12.
Okay, it's enough to see that his wife, the orc, man, is grabbing his arm and kind of looking at him with like a sympathetic look, almost to knowing that he's getting angry, but also knowing it's not about this.
I will say to her in Giant, which I believe in 5e is the language that the orcs primarily use.
Mm-hmm.
Our brothers and sisters have died because of this curse. I am the last of my kind. Allow me to avenge the fallen and tell me what you know.
So she kind of surprised that you're going to talk to her like that, and you look at the man and you hear him go, "You don't think that I would know how to speak to my wife?" And he's obviously getting kind of angry for that.
I'm
obviously knows
using the
he obviously
language
knows
of our
Dane.
people.
You don't
out
think
of
I would learn
respect.
that? And you see her sit him down, and in Giant does kind of say, "Calm down, he just wants to help." And she turns to you and all three of you and goes, "We lost our son. And he doesn't want to blame it's the curse, because then he thinks it's going to mean that it's his fault. But he also had the purple eyes, and it was 2 weeks ago at another city. And unfortunately, we didn't know how to help him, and he got the gallows. So we have to pretend that this curse doesn't exist, so it doesn't hurt us." And
Really quick, Karma.
yeah,
The goblin getting hung, that was over a month ago, right?
yes, it sure was.
They were in another city 2 weeks ago. Okay. That changes things. Kazim's gonna start just talking to himself in Draconic.
Okay.
Nothing important, but he's just gonna mention Eston and kind of peer up and try to catch to see if either of them turn while I'm speaking in Draconic.
So I actually messed up. Your original assumption was correct. The hanging of the goblin happened after they came there. So it wasn't 2 weeks ago that happened. It was a month and 2 weeks ago. Sorry.
Okay.
It's my fault.
So yeah, I'm still going to in Draconic say Eston,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Make a perception check if you want.
7.
You don't pick up anything.
Yeah. Gotta love these amazing rolls here.
Yeah.
Cool. Charles, if I may, can you escort us to the House of Mirrors?
He thinks for a second and he goes, "That's fair. But we have to keep it between us. We can't go telling everyone. I have to make sure that my business can keep going. Do you understand?"
Of course. The highest discretion available. This is important business. By the flow, I was sent here to make sure that this is taken care of discreetly and efficient. I would wish not ruin your reputation over something as trivial as most likely nothing you're involved with.
So thank you. And he grabs his keys and he tells his wife, I'll be back. And she kind of nods as he walks out, and he leads you guys behind the House of Mirrors to a door, and he unlocks the door. You do see the people are starting to kind of cut away the burnt stuff on the back of the building. It looks like maybe someone tried to start the fire from the outside for some reason. But you see them cutting away, starting to clean it up, and he unlocks the door and he walks inside. And you walk in behind a wall where you can kind of weave through a bunch of mirrors. And as you look, it's a long hallway. You'd say maybe about 60-ish feet long or something like that. Lined with mirrors all over the place. Wavy mirrors, wide mirrors, funny mirrors, tall mirrors, short mirrors, all kinds of different kinds of mirrors all over the place. And he goes, "Here it is."
How long has the House of Mirrors been one of your attractions?
Oh, it's been around for a while. We collect mirrors kind of all over the place. We always find interesting different designs and kind of glass shapes and stuff like that. We've got some from Kin. We've got some from overseas, from Lyra or Lycia. We've got some from the mountain ranges, which, Kazim, you do notice that there are some that have frail golden kind of trim all over the place and stuff like that. And he goes, and we did just get a recent one that... And he kind of looks puzzled for a second and goes, There was a mirror that we just got from Port Salem, right there, and it's gone. And you notice, and you turn at the end of this hallway, that there's this spot that's just bare. That obviously there's mirrors around it to the side, each side of it, going every wall, but there's just this big blank spot, and it looks like it must have been a rather sizable kind of mirror that was there.
Wasn't Port Salem where there was that man that was trying to
That's the
destroy your
crazy
stuff?
guy.
Yeah.
What was that?
Wasn't it Port Salem the place where this crazy guy was trying to destroy your stuff?
I mean, it's possible you tried to destroy stuff, but
Was it after or before you got the mirror?
it was after.
And
Huh.
who did you get it from?
Well, we have these markets, as you can see from the tent across the street. There's a magical tent where we have people all over the place bring their magical items and stuff. Port Salem, we had a rather large one, and I decided to go take a peek and see if there was anything. I saw this amazing ornate mirror, and I thought that would be perfect attraction for it. It had this really weird quality where it would somehow like change what you're wearing, and I thought it was absolutely fantastic. What kind of amazing attraction was that? I was a bold paladin with large paladins and a huge sword. How great would it be for everyone else to see that? So I purchased it, and it was, I don't quite remember his face. It's just, I don't remember all that
How
much about
big
him.
the mirror was?
Huh?
Like the mirror, like how big was the mirror?
Based on the spot, you could probably tell that it was probably about 7 to 8 feet tall, and probably.
I mean, one can't just
wide.
fucking walk out of the place with just with a mirror this size. I mean, someone must have noticed.
I mean, with a fight going on outside, there was a fire going on. Things are gonna
But
happen.
this mirror has been here in the morning. You've seen it here.
As far as I remember, I wasn't really checking anything when I was. I wasn't really paying attention all that much. I saw people setting up. I assumed it was.
There's like no dragging marks around where the mirror stood or anything.
Make an investigation check. And anyone else that would like to look around, go ahead and make an investigation check.
17 total.
I'm gonna wait for this because I want to talk to Kazim.
Okay. So you do
Investigation.
investigation if you want, yeah.
Can I do perception instead? 16 investigation.
16. So that's enough. You guys look around in the spot where the mirror was, and you do actually see these 2 deep grooves that look like they've been kind of started to drag out something large and heavy, and it's been scraping the bottom of the ground there. So you do see that it looks like someone was able to pry it out and was scraping it out, and it does. As you're following it with such a high perception or investigation from both of you, you see it going back out the door that you just came in from.
Alright.
Can you
What
describe-
time of day is it?
What's that?
What time of day is it right now? Is it
Right
like
now, you
during
would say it's
evening?
about 5-ish, I would say.
Alright.
Charles, I know you're wrapping up for the day here. Could you really quickly describe to me what the mirror looked like? You keep saying ornate.
So, imagine you're looking outside of a window of a beautiful, fancy home. It's got wings on the top, and there's a beautiful pink crystal right in the middle of it. And it goes all the way down on the bottom, is almost borderless on the sides, and then it comes down to the bottom, and you see these beautiful skeletal-like wings on the bottom that just kind of flare out.
As above, so below. Interesting.
Oh, but does any of that ring any bells for me?
I mean, you can make a history check, but chances are probably not.
Yeah, I'm just thinking more like the symbolism of it, but I'll go for it. Because I would be. That's not bad. Could be what I think that's 17.
So you do know that that is the kind of, how do I put it, architecture that's most known for the city in the sky, which is the capital city. It's the capital city of Ethyl,
Yeah.
so you've kind of heard of it, but thinking
Yeah.
back, you probably have been there, seen pictures of it sometime in the past, and you can see it looks familiar to some of the buildings and architecture out there.
Yeah. Charles,
Yes.
have you been to the capital recently? In the
We-
last couple of months, maybe.
We haven't made it out that far just yet. It's expensive to travel all the way out there. We can't take airships. That's why we have to take carts or caravans or regular ships. But yeah, we haven't been able to make it out that far just yet.
Okay.
Let's see. I would like for Nico to he's going to just like reach down, like either grab a pebble, like pick out a coin. He'll cast his cantrip light on it, and he will follow the drag marks, and he's going to specifically be looking out, like kind of like just following them as they're going outside of the building.
Okay, make another
tent.
perception check for me, or investigation.
I'll go for investigation. Oh shit, that's a 2. That's a 4 total.
You can't really. They kind of go
Yeah.
off into one distance, but as maybe 3 or 4 feet outside of the door, they kind of disappear for you.
So you just go back in.
Okay.
None of this makes sense. Kazim, you said you've seen other cases of these purple eyes.
Earlier at the morgue, I wish it was more substantial than just a dead body with purple eyes, but
How long were they dead?
anywhere between a month to a couple of days ago, Chessum died, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
You know Chessum died 3 days ago.
So yeah, anywhere between the last month and 3 days. That's Charles. Does the name Chessum ring a bell?
Isn't that the store owner that got lynched?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there was thoughts of him being involved with one of the burnings of the food storage. Supposedly he was able to cure himself, but a lot of people didn't seem to quite believe him. So they thought that he was just trying to hide the idea. He was just kind of sorry that he just kind of got caught. A lot of people, there were some people saying that, he was the one responsible and stuff, trying to start a fight and stuff. But yeah, I thought he was a good person. I don't understand where all the hatred came from. But with all the hostage taking that's been happening, the muggings, the food storage burning, and now this, I mean, tension's at an all-time high. I can't really say I blame the mob for going mob.
But he didn't work with you.
Yeah, so that's the same thing.
Not directly with me. He did end up helping us unload when we first got here.
He wouldn't have unloaded the mirror, would he?
I'm not too sure about that. You might have to talk to one of our foremen. His name is Bon. He's a little bit taller man, a little bit younger than me. He was the one mainly in charge. You could probably see him over. I think he goes to there's a bar that's kind of in the water's bed. What's it called? Wheel something. Some kind of bar down there at River's Bed.
Now, was Bon working with you today?
No. I haven't seen Bon I haven't seen him since we first started unloading. I haven't seen him since then.
And when did
And-
you start unloading?
What was that?
When did you start unloading?
We started unloading, I want to say, 5 days ago. We had a lot of stuff we had to take apart, so it took us like 3 or 4 days to take everything off. And he's helped us with most of the unloading 5 days ago, that I haven't seen him for about 3 days.
There's a 5-day window that this mirror could have been, if this mirror's linked to the purple eyes that gives us a 5-day window for people to get affected. That also adds up with... And then Silus is going to go quiet.
I'm going to turn away from Charles and try to speak discreetly with our party here. We need to find Bon as soon as possible. I can almost guarantee you this mirror is giving me a bad feeling. I don't know if it's connected, but I don't know. A mirror going missing, a foreman that was a part of this going missing 3 days ago. Am I adding 2 and 2 and getting 4?
I may know more about this. I've seen it before.
Let's chat later.
Good idea.
Uh,
I have a room at the water wheel.
I could use a drink.
After tonight, why don't we all grab a drink?
Charles, we'd like to thank you for your cooperation. We will likely be back here tomorrow to ask you a couple more questions if necessary. I am sorry to hear about the passing of your son.
That you couldn't have known. How could you have known? That's all right. I appreciate your guys' help, and I appreciate you helping us deal with this, making sure that another group of people didn't needlessly die when they didn't have to. I'm glad that someone was able to overcome. So I appreciate you.
If it's any consolation, your assistance here today may have saved the lives of countless others who may have met a similar fate to your son.
You kind of see him tear up a little bit and go, and it cracking in his voice go, I certainly hope so. And he kind of shakes all of your hands and goes, I have to go. And he kind of walks out and he leaves the door unlocked. He doesn't seem really too preoccupied with keeping the door locked now that it's been burned and stuff like that, and realizing that the most expensive thing in the entire thing has been stolen.
As he shakes Silas's hand, Silas is going to lean forward and whisper. And he will simply say to Charles, blood will be paid for the blood that was spilled. You and I, we are one and the same.
He kind of looks at you dead in the eyes and gives you very confident, just kind of, and slaps you on the shoulder as he walks on by.
And without saying a word, I'm going to start working to the water wheel.
Okay.
This was an evening. Right. Don't mind if I tag along. I don't necessarily know exactly my way from here to the water well.
By all means, really. First round's on me.
All right, so we start walking back to the water wheel. You see that people are starting. There's still a little bit of a crowd outside of the carnival as everyone's kind of like, "Oh, what happened? I don't understand what happened." You see that people are starting to leave the tent, starting to pile out, starting to head home now as you guys make your way over to the water wheel. You do see that the water wheel does have a bit of a crowd. As you're walking by, Silas, you still hear people talking about, oh, did you see the guy with the rock? Or did you see the 2 kobolds? That was actually crazy. Did you see all the kinds of things? You're walking back and get to the water wheel. Larger crowd than normal. It looks like everyone just didn't want to call the night to an end just quite yet. So you're Tasha in there. She's telling her jokes and stuff. You walk in, you see the Black Tabaxi in the back singing songs of praise of the mighty Silus that was able to lift the rock. You see them talking about some fight between two different clans, but not wanting to kill the other. Seems rather familiar when you listen to it. And yeah, they greet you in. Tasha goes, Silus! Hello, you're a new face, looking at you, Nico, and goes, the sweet one that tried to help Nathan. Hello, hi everyone, how are we doing? What can I get you?
I've had my one for the day. Give these two whatever they need, and is a gentleman named Bon come across your table?
Bon. She tries to think for a second and goes, really big, tall, lengthy guy. I heard he might be working for the carnival. Let's see. He was here last night, I want to say. You remember when I was yelling at that dude that hit the table? He was that guy.
I see.
No. It was the one next to him. Marcus was the one being an asshole, right? Yeah, maybe.
I know Marcus.
Yeah, he
You
came in
haven't
with
seen
Marcus
him.
though. He did come in with Marcus. I do remember that.
Would I recognize Marcus from the flow?
Yes, because he was there that night and you saw him kind of getting yelled at Tasha. You've probably seen him walking around, but he's obviously tried to avoid you, but you have seen him around the flow. You do know he's there.
This morning, was Marcus with anyone?
He sure was.
I think he, would they have been a tall,
Lengthy
lanky
man with
individual?
short hair. You do remember a man, he was a little bit taller. You'd say about 6'3". He's a pretty tall guy compared to Marcus, a meager 5'8" compared to him, with short, kind of white blonde hair. Younger guy, you'd say maybe 28-ish. No clean face, but very angular. It looks like he's probably half elf.
I am going to give my key to Nico.
Alright.
And I'm gonna say to them both, I will go and see if I can find Marcus's friend. You two sit back, take a drink, and wait here in case they come back. We don't want to chase in peace.
I think it's for the best that the both of us should make an appearance. I believe I may have a little more sway than you when it comes to aspects of the flow.
The flow are not what concern me. If you want to come along, I won't stop you. But this is a personal matter.
The flow is not what concerns me either. It's more of the Archmage. If you wish to go alone, that is your business.
I'm going to the library. I will not tell you what to do.
The fuck? Guidance doesn't last very long.
It's more so the question of if they come to the water wheel, is Nico gonna be alright on their own?
Oh,
Look.
Tasha's here. I'm not worried about anything happening here.
I do like that
I'm
Nico
more worried
was
about-
saying earlier, I'm not a warrior. Bitch, you one-shot a kobold.
I literally had to save the kobold that you almost killed from you.
I'm not a warrior.
Look, I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover, alright?
Okay.
I love fighting.
Tasha!
Stop spilling blood.
Yes.
I'm gonna throw some gold on the table. 2 for the road and whatever this buys the bar.
You hear a group of the other people that also know you go, yeah, all right. And she's like, absolutely. She starts filling up 2 tankers and hands them off to you, and then starts filling up other tankers for other people that are going down and stuff like that.
Silas, we best be on our way.
Alright. And he's
I'll wait here for you guys. I'll wait here maybe in case the dude comes back or something. I don't know. I mean, might as well.
If not back by sunrise, come looking for us.
I was gonna say if we're not back by sunrise, don't come looking for us.
Oh, okay. Well,
Mixed signals.
Clearly.
And where that place would be?
Back here. Why
Back
not?
here.
Back here for breakfast.
Cool. All right.
Tasha,
Yeah.
if you don't see us at breakfast, there's trouble at the library.
Oh, I know, because there's no way you can avoid my gorgeous face.
Take care of our ASMR friend.
She lifts up a mug and goes, he's in good hands, and she rolls and slides Silas a drink.
He will refuse it. I've had my one for the day.
All right, so she slides it back down the other way towards Nico. It's all yours.
He just downs it. He just sighs and he just downs it. He's had a long day.
Okay, so you guys are starting to head towards the flow?
Yes. On the way, if I notice any town's guards, I'm gonna just talk one up really quick.
Okay. Yeah,
Sir?
there's absolutely one
Yeah.
on the way there. Yeah, sure.
Sir, have you received any new orders today?
Yeah, I have been told that anyone with purple eyes we don't kill.
Perfect. That's exactly what I needed to hear. By the flow, I have one more request, one more order for you today.
By the flow? How do I... that's not... I don't... How am I supposed to know you're the flow?
I'm gonna flash the emblem that the Archmage gave me.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Are you aware of the bar called the Water Wheel?
Oh, yeah, I love them. Yeah, absolutely. Tasha's amazing.
I need you to gather two of your friends, two of your coworkers rather, and stay posted out of sight but close enough that if you notice any scuffle, you'll be there to help.
Fair enough. I can do that, absolutely. And he starts walking back over to two other guards that are kind of over by the bridge. Looked like they were probably just taking a break. He starts talking to them and stuff like that. And they just immediately get up and start walking towards Waterwheel.
Perfect. As we were.
All right, so you guys continue. We're walking through. The sun's starting to go down over the mountains of the Peak Barrow, of the Crimson Mountains that you're used to calling home, and you see them dipping over as the sky turns a gorgeous purplish pink, and the day is starting to come towards an end. As you walk through the streets, you see that these magical little lights are kind of coming on throughout the bank district that you didn't know were actually there before, and you see them slowly starting to little glow orbs that are just over posts, kind of lighting your way throughout the streets. So you get to the courtyard. There's the fountain in front of it that's now a more bright blue glowing that's in the courtyard. You look in and you see that there's probably some kind of enchantment at the bottom of it, and you see the gorgeous steps of the library, the court steps up to the library to the gigantic doors. You walk in and you see that there's just people frantically running all over the place, going back and forth over and over. They're swapping, they're going through the stores. You see the Archmage kind of at the top looking at everyone, overseeing everything, and sees you guys walk in and just kind of gives you a quick nod as he goes back to looking around.
I'm gonna look for the woman who delivered my letter this morning. I never got her name.
Okay, so her name is Margaret. She's still working the front desk. She's obviously there for most of the day, and she's trying to organize everyone and give keys out so people can get to certain areas if they want to, and sees you guys walk and go, "Oh, hi, Silus and Kazim. Yes, hi."
How has the name learning been?
I'm getting better at it. I have learned that we have two kobolds. There is, let's see. There was Connor, and then there was Estarosa, and let's see, there was the human boy. There's Marcus, and then there's Escanor, and she lists off a couple other ones. You do notice that she does say Bon.
Marcus and Bon.
Yes.
My friend and I need to speak with them immediately.
So the Archmage did give everyone a kind of a job. They have to go researching something about purple eyes. So they are probably in the library by now.
Thank you for your cooperation.
No problem. Is there anything else? Just let me know. And she kind of goes back to, yes, absolutely. And she stamping stuff, yeah.
Silas,
Kazim?
you go find Marcus and Bon, or at the very least Bon. I'm gonna go talk to our friend Archie.
Okay.
I will silently nod and go into the library.
Okay, so...
And
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you gonna say? Go ahead.
I'm gonna. He's like on a balcony above us, right?
Yes, he is.
I'm gonna just fly right up there and just hover right in front of him.
Kazim. Welcome. Did you need something?
Archmage. As a matter of fact, I did. Have you had any luck with your research?
So, from what I can tell is that it is a very distinct, from what we've found so far, is it's from a very distinct specific spell from the enchantment class. We haven't figured out quite the name of it. It's not very common use. It's a bit like Charm Person, from what I could tell is what it seems like, but it seems to almost be like a different personality or unlocking something. So that's a lot of people will use it to as fake remembrance, but it's really not. That's why it's so easy to dispel. But it is rare, but fairly weak.
Does it require any specific focuses or material components?
From what I can tell, the only way to cast it is with some sort of rosemary quartz, which is a specific gem. You probably have heard of it. It's in the Crimson. We find it we normally get from Peak Barrow, so they're normally the biggest exporters of it. So we haven't seen it very often down here, but it seems to be the number one way to give it that purplish glow as to what focuses it for some reason.
Rosemary quartz. That's... I'm gonna assume the pink crystal at the top of the mirror. Shit, wings. Okay.
Kazim did it.
Okay, so we're gonna go down to Silus. What are you doing?
I'm looking for them.
Okay, let's go ahead and we walk.
I'm looking for dipshit and tall boy.
So you walk into the library and you just see all of the tables strewn with books, as many books as you've never seen this many books, and there's even more in all the bookcases above you, and it's just everywhere. People are running around looking for information. Make a perception check for me.
All right. 17.
So you do see Marcus again. He obviously immediately clocks you as soon as you walk in. He kind of seems, and he's kind of working on his thing as he sees you kind of walking closer to him.
As I am, I'm just gonna shout. I'm gonna shout top of my lungs throughout the hall. Bon,
So
are you here?
you look around. No one seems to respond. Nico,
Yeah.
you
Fun.
you are sitting there relaxing, enjoying yourself, and you see a man come in. He's got his white robes. He's got the blue symbol of the flow on it. He does also have a little bit more ornate kind of gold trimming around his little shoulders here. Obviously, he holds some position of power in the flow, because you're normally seeing the scribes that just have the white and the blue. He walks in, and you hear Tasha kind of walk over and bump your arm and go, "That's Bond. That's the guy that they were looking for." You also, behind them, do see that there are 3 guards that kind of see him walk in. So there's 2 standing outside, and one kind of comes in and goes to post up in the corner and watches, because they aren't used to seeing any one of the flow really coming into the bar. So they find out as weird, so they're going to stand out inside there. The guy immediately comes up to you and goes, hi. You were one of the people from the Carnival, correct?
Yes. Me?
I have orders from the Archmage to come get you.
Really?
Yeah.
I was kind of waiting here for someone, but I don't like to check this bitch. Like
Insight. Go for it.
I'm so gonna get picked and fucking stabbed.
Insight.
That's dirty 20.
Dirty
Wait,
20.
Wait. I think I clicked the wrong thing. Yeah, I clicked the wrong thing. It was intimidation. Wait a second. Inside it was supposed to be. That's 10. That's a 10.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Hard to read.
For fuck's sake.
It's hard to read.
Nico's like, okay, well, they told me to look for this guy. Like, I was like, okay, I'm gonna wait. She's gonna come. That's where my plan kind of ended. I was like, you know what? Sure, he told me to go. I will follow him. You know, like, I'm like, oh, those guys are gonna be so happy that I found the man. Yeah.
So you're gonna follow him?
I followed the man.
Alright. You
He seems very forthright and forthcoming.
So he takes you out of the water wheel, and you immediately notice that once you leave the water wheel, he is leading you towards the what was it? The current, which is where the Riverstone Garrison is, which you know is the long way to getting to the library. So it's a little odd that he's taking you that way. You start walking across the bridge, and all of a sudden, He holds up a crystal in front of you.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Ah, yeah. Fuck, bitches.
Gotta love
That
our
is a
insight, right?
22.
22.
Total.
You save. You feel this
Oh, thank God.
weird anger and hatred start coming towards the front of your mind for some reason. It starts clouding, and you feel this surge of rage starting to go through you, but you manage to get a hold of it, and it subsides, and you immediately realize he was trying to cast Dominate Person on you.
As soon as I kind of have this feeling, I just turn around, look at him, and I will cast Thunderwave. Like, just fucking push him away from me.
Okay.
So
Thunderwave, does he have to make a save for that?
let's see. For Thunderwave, it's a Constitution saving throw of 15.
15?
Yes. Oh, sorry.
It's a Constitution
supposed
saving
to
throw.
cast
He saves.
Yeah. He saves, obviously. It will be on the failed save, because she takes 2d8 thunder damage, and it's put. Oh no, it's successful isn't just half. It will be 3 points of damage.
3 points of damage.
And
so,
he stays exactly where he is.
so you see him kind of shocked by a little bit, looks at you, kind of cracks a smile that's kind of menacingly, and you start realizing that the irises of his eyes are piercing purple. Piercing purple.
Okay, cool.
And that's where we're gonna end for tonight.
Fuck me! Fuck me, guys! Okay, my character. I spent such a long time creating Nico,
You
and fuck you
motherfucker.
all. I had a bad feeling about staying behind, and I should have not.
Won! We the child was in danger.
Ah!
I'm traumatized. The party is split. One of us is in the potential of.
How did we break the cardinal rule? You never split the party! How did we do that?
I told you to stay
How did we
with them.
Cardinal,
God.
2 or 3.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah.
Fuck off.
You're very welcome.
What?
You're very welcome.
Oh no! I knew he was gonna come back.
A skill check after skill check that we fucking failed. Bitch. Fuck.
Oh, that was a lot of fun. I want to thank all of you guys for coming to play with me. I want to thank all of you guys who came to watch. I'm sorry that we get to leave on such an awesome cliffhanger. It's going to be a lot of fun. This went way different than I thought it would. Huh?
This is how Malachi and the others feel, huh?
Yeah, this is what it feels like to leave on a cliffhanger. But I want to say thank you guys for coming to play with me. Thank you guys for coming to watch. I hope that you get to come watch this adventure unfold later on. This went way different than I thought. Do you guys have any parting words for the amazing viewers before we leave?
Help.
Never split.
Tune in for the next one.
Never split the party. Okay, so...